We ready to go.
Welcome back to the Black Rasslin Podcast. It's a Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you know something's going down. But before we get to that, we're still. It may be the 20th of June, but gosh darn it, it is still BRP50 season.
50 season for no apparent reason. Y'all talking treason.
I don't know where Mr. Matthews is.
He gonna come in and say, y'all thought it was 8:35 like usual. We didn't change.
Hold up. Let me make sure. I'm gonna hit him on my phone live.
Good luck
on the Yami.
Peace to the chat. To the chat. We're gonna get with the chat after, because we got a little something up our sleeve. You understand? So we gonna get with y'all, and it's the chat. But listen, shout out Sean Trad, shout out Kel, shout out Swan. You know what I mean? Shout out brother Joey Savage. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, Main Man don't show up this week in the comments wilding out like he did last time.
Things happen. He can't. He can't. Right. Yeah, he can't.
Pow.
That is actually what happened. Listen. But when you're being nasty in the comments, that's what goes down. I don't know where Brother Matthews is, so I'm gonna say this. We are currently at. There we go, right there. Look at that. Speak of my brother, and my brother.
His name like Candyman
shall appear. Brother Matthews. I was just about to get into
Jason Weaver. I'm sorry.
It is BRP. I wanted to get into the top 5.
So you want to start the 5?
I mean, we've been counting the 50 down the last 3 days.
Yeah.
We're currently at the last number that was announced is number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Last number was number 6.
Last number, am I just dropping this, or you want me to put a little Yamin on?
No, you can put the Sasson on there.
Talking
Puerto Rican.
Speaking about Sasson. That's funny. Shouts to the Puerto Ricans. Peace to the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Shouts to Jay Bougie and his people. At number 5 is probably one of the people this year that's probably had one of the more interesting back and forths. You know, we're right now we're seeing a lot of interplay between, the WWE universe and what's going on in TNA. And I'm not saying she pioneered that, but it is interesting to see a year where she went down there and was the woman for that time when she was down there, and then to come back up to the WWE around Royal Rumble time and say, hey, I'm here. I'm linking with my ladies. We the big 3. And Bailey, I'm gonna need your title. You knew a part of the year is Trinity. She's back with the family as Naomi. Number 5. Naomi. I mean, it's just a given. It's just a given.
That's number 5.
That's me, image.
That's number 5. That is a hard image. That is don't get that.
It's serious. I ain't even gonna hold you.
She be doing this stuff.
She got the Fred Flintstone water buffalo joint.
That's the Sasson.
But she got the Orlando Magic colors on, because I think she did that on purpose.
Fact. He know what he's doing. This brother know what he's doing. He know exactly what he's doing. All right. Number 5's out the way. Now it's time to get to number 4.
Hold on, wait.
It is.
Wait.
I should turn the music off?
Yeah. Yeah, turn the music off. I'm gonna send it. You turn the music off while you build up to number 4.
Build up to number 4.
I'm gonna let the people know what's going on.
All right, dope. That's what's up. So at number 4, Brother Fam, actually, spoiler alert, Brother Fam put pen to pad and took a look at the numbers of the 50 over the last couple of years, and you'll be seeing his breakdown of the 50 over the last couple of years, as well as now, more than likely tomorrow. BlackRasslin.com is the website. This brother right here, he wasn't even on. Piece of DDM. Shouts out. This brother right here wasn't even on the list last year. For a lot of people, they wasn't even thinking about, like, this brother. I don't want to say not being in contention, but like, he was looked at in one way, and then through the grace of, or through the miracle of focus and proper storytelling and friendship turning into to bitter rivalries. This man is literally on top of the world. This is no hyperbole whatsoever.
From 0 to 100.
From 0 literally to 100. Sheesh, don't even make no sense.
Yeah.
Not only is he a former WWE NXT North American champion, but he is your current NXT champion, as well as being, not gonna hold you, and people keep asking if this is gonna be for sale. I don't know yet. Your BRP cover star went from whooped, shouts out Carmelo, to ranked.
What y'all think he think about this? What would you think? Like if, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if we, like, yeah, because we do this, we talking to the earth. Like, what you think yo would say? You know what I mean? If he knew what his spot was.
From whooped,
to
ranked to on the pod live with the BRP podcast. Welcome to the stage, brother fan. Please, NXT champion Trick Williams.
Hey.
Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that. Are we? Is that copyright? Can we not do the? If we do the whoop that trick, is that a problem?
Man, you already know, man. We didn't originate it. Shout out to my guy Al Capone. He lended us a chance. So, man, we good here.
That's you talk about your connections. I want to say it's been interesting to see a lot of, like, when I see you, especially when you've been shining on our NXT TV, the dope part about Trick is you remind me of, like, you look like somebody like you know, he in football, he about to go up university next year. Like, he about to be, don't mess with, he about to be a star. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like one of them cats that's in the community. He about to be somebody. I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, the Performance Center let the world know that that's how you should be feeling. But it's been dope because you've been making sure that, like, Arsenal's been down there. When I saw you in Philly, it was always you and DNA. Tay Rock was around. Like, you a battle rap fan, you a hip hop fan. Talk about your appreciation for hip hop and so having those people around you right now during your, you know, this time in your career.
Oh man, I mean, it's super dope, you know, because like you said, man, I've been watching battle rap for a long time, like probably since I was in middle school. I don't know if y'all remember a dude named Reed Dollars.
Yeah,
we all.
Yes,
Reed tough, man, and like that's when I first really got introduced into battle rap, and then, like, you know, I just kind of kept up with it, and then, you know, of course, Arsenal, DNA, they had that battle, Arsenal, Shadiora, and, like, man, I always thought, man, Arsenal was like most ruthless, craziest, most meanest individual I probably ever seen in my life, and then come to find out, man, he stayed right here in Orlando, you know, and the love is mutual, man. He loved wrestling, and like if you watch battle rap, they always saying WWE bars all the time.
Facts.
That's a fact.
All the time. So, man, you know, it was a mutual respect. I think DNA, I can't remember if he reached out first or I reached out to DNA. But, you know, he had a podcast as well. And I'm like, bro, that's pretty tough. You know, I've been watching DNA for a minute. You know, he linked with Tay Rock and everybody like that. And, of course, they big supporters. Shout out to Lady Caution. Like, they love what we do here. And, you know, a few of us, we love what they do too. So, you know, the love is mutual.
So how was that? How was your first? I'm not sure if that was the first event, but that was the first event that we seen you on. I'm like, yo, who is that with the vest on and no shirt?
Right.
You think he me? Me. So how was that? How did that feel being at your first event, frontline or center?
Man, you already know, Matt, like, you don't want to be, that's the wrong place to just show up and be in the front. So when I went, I was just going to show love. Like, okay, this is my first battle rap I actually attended, you know, and they pulled me right up to the front. They're like, oh, we want you on the camera, you know, and out of respect, I was there, but I'm like, man, this is a dangerous place to be, like front row at a comedy fan, you know, I didn't really try to be no target practice. But, bro, it was love, though, you know what I mean? Like, them dudes, they some solid dudes, man. Like, we went out to eat that same night. We saw that special but Charlie Clips, and Charlie, he paid for the whole table. And I'm the type, I don't really like for people to pay for me. I was just taught that at a young age. You pay, nothing's free. Don't expect nothing for free. They said, Trip, we want you to come out with us. I go out with them. And then, I pull my wallet out. Like, yo, that's not how we get down. I got you. You family now. So, I didn't want to share that story. He didn't want me to share that story. But these some real dudes, Like, shout out to all those guys. Like, good people for real.
So when you go out and about and you out being Trick Williams on a normal day, no ring work, none of that. Do you have no shirt on then too?
Man, look, man, I've been finding a reason my whole life to walk around with my shirt off. They done messed up, let me be champ. I do what I want.
Yeah, Trick said I got it. Oh, I'm on top. Let me, because what was you talk about the Fit Tuesday? It was red down. He had the Jordans on it.
Yeah. Man, look, man, I'm bold with it, man. I'm confident with mine. Like, I'm here to make statements. Like, to me, I love, like, growing up watching blaxploitation movies. Like, I used to love pimps, like, their wordplay, how they dress, their confidence, all that type of stuff, like, really sat in with me. So, like, a lot of my stuff that I be rocking, I be having, like, some inspiration behind something when I was young. Like, man, this is how I want to dress for real. And now I get to be exactly who I want to be. So that's dope.
That is interesting you say that, because I'm getting a flashback of the white boots from 2 years ago. Yeah. Definitely Shaft's big score. So I respect it.
I got a lot of feedback on that on the internet too, but I ain't worried about that.
That's the thing. Like, yo, you 6'4". You kind of look like me around here. Who gonna say something about it?
Right.
That's my thing is, I'm pretty sure everybody would love to walk around exactly how they wish they could walk around. Like, now, maybe, for whatever reason, a lot of us can't do that. Maybe it's our work environment. Maybe we don't look exactly the way we want to look. But I want to promote that. Like, hey, man, if you got something in your mind, this is how you want to walk around, man, why not? You know what I mean? Like,
it off right now.
Yeah, take your shirt off, dog.
No. I don't want to. I will take you out of here, Math. I will take you out. No, just kidding.
But the people who love it, they're gonna love it. If they're not, then they have something to talk about, man. That's all good.
That's a fact.
Facts. They got something to talk about. They got something to make memes about them. What was that? Trick Willy Wonka? Or how you feel when you see stuff like that? Because I mean, like, it's. I will say the timeline is locked in. I don't know how long the timeline been locked in, but over the last months, when did you get attacked by Carmelo and not know it was Carmelo? Once that drama really started, I think the timeline's been locked in. So it's dope to see reactions like that. The whole meme, they had you in the whole Yami. How you feel? How you feel? You adjusting? Are you ready for that side of it? The I may put Trick Williams in a meme that he wasn't ready for side of the being a WWE superstar.
Man, to be honest with you, I guess this is the life that I signed up for. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, I asked for the ball. I asked for this title. I asked for the attention. That's what all the beef was about in the first place. Mm-hmm. So whatever come with that, man, I gotta be ready for it. I ain't gonna lie, like, I don't vanity search no more. Like, I don't type my name in and see what people talking, because that's too much. Because I care so much about the craft and what we do. You know what I mean? Like, somebody's opinion, like, I don't. You know what I mean? People, like I said, if people love it, they love it. If not, then shoot, you probably be a fan later. Or maybe not. It don't matter. I just got to keep rocking.
Yo, so how has it been? Because we've seen you come from you were playing. I don't want to call you a sidekick, but you were somebody's man. Mm-hmm. Now you are the guy.
Right.
How was that transition? Because this happened like this.
Quick.
Yeah, I mean. Well, how much time I got?
Go ahead. Go. No. You let us know when you can leave and you can keep going. Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Well, you know what I mean? Like, me personally, man, a lot of people know I do have a football background.
Yeah.
And, being totally honest, like football was my first love. I had dreams of going to play a long, successful career in the NFL. However, I found myself in a position in college, which was a very similar dynamic to what I played with Carmelo Hayes, where I was the guy who ran the decoy routes. I was the one always looking out for my boy. I'm blocking for my boy. I'm making sure everybody else looked good. And, in the result of that, like, man, I worked hard. I grinded hard, but I never feel like I really got my opportunity. And, sometimes that kind of just lingered with me. I'm like, man, what if I just say, I need to stand up and say something for myself. Like, I can catch the ball too, man. I can make plays. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. And, I had to live with that. Luckily, I was blessed with this opportunity, to become a WWE superstar. Luckily, things fell into position with all of this, where I found myself being in a place I feel like I'm more natural here than I was ever playing football. It was just crazy how history repeated itself. Like, man, I'm doing the same thing I was doing when I was playing football. So, it's no disrespect. Like Carmelo Hayes, as we know, Melo's dope, man. Melo's the man. Like, I learned a lot from Melo. And, like, he put me in situations where I wouldn't have been there if I wasn't the Robin to Batman. I got to feel what a big crowd was like. I got to feel what Stand and Deliver was like without having the pressure all on me. Right. All I had to do was go cut the intro promo. Then I can kind of sit back and just, make sure my boy do his thing. But I feel like that kind of helped me get ready for the big lights. And once I knew it was my time, man, I was like, I can't just sit back in the background and wonder if my opportunity is ever going to come. So that's what I did. I went to Shawn Michaels' office and I told him, like, hey, man, like, I love what I'm doing. Like, Carmelo, he's doing his thing. But I want to see what I can do. I want to see, where I can go. And he told me, he looked me straight in the eyes and he said, Trick, a lot of people ask for the ball, but they ain't ready for the ball. So, if I give you an opportunity and you ain't making plays, we'll have to sit you on the bench. I'm like, well, that's why I'm here, because I ain't here to be a Robin no more. So, it was never a hate thing with Carmelo. But you know how things unfold. That's the price.
Yeah, you had to kick his ass. I understand.
A couple times.
Right. Listen, when you have to go in and talk to a Shawn Michaels and look him in the eye and say, "Hey, listen, I need that rock." Is there a pep talk you have to give yourself before you go into that situation? Have you always had that?
I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. Like, man, uncomfortable situations, these uncomfortable talks. Like, yeah, you feel it. You know what I mean? When you walk in that meeting room, your heart start beating a little bit. But like, man, I've been preparing for this a long time. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, I had to do the same thing. Before, like, I was compared to football. Like, I had to go to my coach's office and say, hey, I deserve a scholarship. Hey, I've been doing this. You know what I mean? And I feel like all of that's really been practiced for this moment. I had to go to Shawn Michaels' office, the heartbreak kid, look him in his eyes and say, thank you for everything you're doing for me. I've been on TV every single week. I love this, but I want more. You know what I mean? And, like, you feel it. I mean, it's pressure, but, taking a chance on yourself, man, like, you got to. At least that's how I looked at it. Like, I ain't had no other choice. I had to do it. Like, regardless of how nervous I might have been walking in the door, my mind was made up. I had to do it.
What's it like now? I mean, you've been to Philly. You've Mav told me that they were shaking the roof off the Wells Fargo when they hit the music. That's what it felt like.
Listen, I have the video, cause when that music hit, I said, "Oh my God!" Do you know what it looked like last night when They Not Like Us played?
Oh man.
It was just like that. I swear to you, no lie. I've never seen this in a pro wrestling show.
Wow. It's crazy because like I feel the energy, performing, but like I feel like it's a total different experience when you just sitting there chilling. Like, man, I'm so turned up myself most of the time. I'm not really soaking it in. But man, for real, it's crazy, man. Like, man, it's just a blessing, man. It's a blessing, you know what I mean? It caught heat. And shoot, I just got to keep rocking with it, man.
So when that first happened, right? So to whoop that trick chance, because I automatically go to a certain film. When you first started hearing those chants, when the crowd started getting into that, how does that feel when you get that initial, like, okay, they're here for this. This is happening now. Like, what was it like to walk out and feel that for the first few times?
Well, the first time that I recall it was really chanting "Whoop That Trick." It was early 2.0 days, and I had a tag match with Mello, and they started chanting "Whoop That Trick," and I remember we looked at each other like, I don't know if they with us or they against that. But you know, we just kept rocking with it. Then I might hit something, and he was chanting "Whoop That Trick." I said, "Okay, we got something. Then I had that old theme song, that Bout It song, which was cool, but I don't feel like that was my type vibe of hip hop. You know what I mean? I'm from the South. You know, I like heavy bass. You know what I mean? Like that's how I rock out. And then it's crazy y'all talking about Kendrick Lamar, man. He has a song "Family Ties," and it starts off with them horns. I said, "Yo, I could rock with something like this." They was like, "Man, we want to get you a new theme song." They sent me something. I said, "Nah, give me something like this, Family Ties, Kendrick Lamar. I need heavy horns at the beginning because I need to feel like royalty when I'm coming out to the ring. Like, it sounds like a big deal. So give me heavy horns and give me a lot of bass." That's all I said. Then I gave them Family Ties. And then they came back, like, now 20 minutes. I said, "Oh, that's it right there."
That's how it works. That's how you know.
Who made that?
I guess Rebel Music. I mean, like, the guy Neil, he's on charge of music with the WWE department. But I don't know if he has engineers or whatever the case was. And they came back with that heat.
Yeah,
yeah. They said, maybe we should change this. Don't change a thing. Let it rock just like this.
You guys do have input, because a lot of people who don't know what happens behind the scenes, right? They just watch the show. So you guys do get input on your songs, your entrances, how that feels, what it's going for. Like, how much say do you have in that?
To be honest with you, I think it depends who you are. It depends, you know, what stage you are in your career. And like, the more you produce, I think the more rope, you know, they give you the, you know what I mean, to request certain things. Like, I couldn't come out I don't feel like my first match, like, oh no, I need something else. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to come off like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to produce first.
Right.
So, but we do have best entertainment. Like, they trust us sometimes to, you know, really like take full control of your experience. You know what I mean? And that's what I try to do as much as possible. I got a vision. I try to let it be known.
So, Ethan Page, we've seen him be a hater, the hater that he is, for the last couple of weeks. How give us your feeling of seeing this person kind of just storm into your promotion and demand a match. What's going on with that?
I consider it a compliment. You know what I mean? That, hey, you see what we got going over here, so golden, that you want a piece. And, you know, I respect that. You know what I mean? Thank you, Ethan Page. You know, you know, that's what's up. You know, how he went about business, you know what I mean? You know, he tried to skip the line. You know what I mean? And y'all see my journey, man. I literally went from the bottom all the way to the top, and I ain't take no shortcuts. I took the stairs. I ain't take no elevator. So, you know what I mean? And, you know, for him to think he can just jump the line, okay, I mean, that's cool. But now the reality of it is, as good as he is, as much work as he's done, he has to come see me face to face in that ring. It ain't about Twitter no more. It ain't about where you're from. It's about where you at. You asked for this opportunity. Now you got to come see me face to face. You got to perform. You got to produce. I'm going to look like $1 million every single time. So you got to be on top of your game, too. I got to have confidence in that.
Yeah. You know, jump the line to get this ass whipping. That's you heard of Ethan Page.
That's what happened. That's what happened. But wait, so speaking of, because it's interesting what's going on now, though. We've talked about you being the Robin, the Carmelo's Batman for a bit, and now you Batman. This past Tuesday on NXT was a 25-man battle royal. to determine the number one contender for your NXT Championship. That stunning piece of hardware that you've got sitting right there. And I at the end of that match, it was a crazy back and forth because I love Javon Evans.
Word.
Sean Spears is a problem, and it was a multiple times I'm like, nah, he may not make it. So when Javon got the win, I was like, yes, but then I was like, he got to face Trick.
Right.
He got to face it. Trick, and you just beat Ethan Page ass not too long ago. Like you're on a move right there. So like and y'all been cool. We've seen you two you've having each other's backs. Have you spoken to Javon since he won that match outside of the Performance Center? How are you feeling going into Heat Wave in a couple of weeks up in Canada? Because that weekend's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be hot. And before I even get started on that, man, shout out to the young OG, man. He is as good as advertised, man. He is everything that he shows you, man. Like, shout out to him. There's no hate this way. I think Buddy is great, and he shows that every single week. And with that being said,
you're gonna whip his ass.
We all know, like, I've been through similar situations before where it goes from brotherhood to a bitter rivalry. So, with that being said, like, I just know when some lights come on, and just like I said about Ethan Page, when it's me versus you, like, it ain't about your potential, ain't about how great you are, ain't about me seeing a young version of myself across the ring from me. Because I do see that, man. Like, he's full of energy. Like, he's fun to be around. Like, I see where I was, probably in a whole different career path playing football. But, he walked with joy. And you just see he just wants it all. He's ambitious. And I understand that. And I get that. And, But right now, I'm that top lion. He's a young lion. And that's just what it is. And the chips will have to fall where they may. But I'm going out there to put it all on the line every single time. It doesn't matter who I'm against. That's just the reality of it.
And that's interesting because you're going into this situation now as the top dog versus when you and Mello were going through your whole feud, you were kind of like on the rise. So is there a different mindset? I mean, I know you're going in, you're the champion, you're the guy, but you got somebody that's super hungry and now you're the guy. So you don't have that underdog edge anymore. How does that play into your psyche going into a match like this?
To be honest with you, it is totally different. Like, Melo's story is more relatable now. Just if I'm being 100, like, when you have everything in front of you, bro, that's a different type of hunger. You chasing to eat. But, now you're on the other side, I'm running so I don't get eaten, I'm the gazelle, getting chased by the young lions, So it's a different mindset, but I feel like my preparation stays the same. I was grinding before, I still grind now. And, my story, I feel like my history, my past has really prepared me for these moments where, I've always, you seen the Michael Jordan documentary where he kind of makes up things in his mind sometimes, to get him into that zone. Like, I ain't satisfied, Like, you tried, this is the situation. Like, that's who I am to the core. I have a walk-on story. Like, I got a chip on my shoulder. It's never enough. I have to go get it every single time. I'm still hungry. Like, NXT, I love NXT. NXT's popping right now. But I got so much more I want to do. I ain't even touched the main roster yet. So
yeah. But hold up, Trick. Okay, you said you ain't touched the main roster, Trick. But I recall a SmackDown where you ran out. And to me, it sounded like the people was here for it. They was ready to whoop that Trick. I remember that SmackDown because you had the Louis Vuitton belt on.
Man, shout out to the 305. Shout out to Miami, the home of Trick Daddy.
$30.
You know what I mean?
So, like, did that drive because you ready, you got your sights on the main roster and in that next step, getting the taste of that and then being received so well in that moment? Did it kind of like say, I gotta get here, man. I gotta get here now. Like, how did that make you feel? Because I know I had chills and I'm not even in the ring.
Oh, they done messed up. Let me get the ball. Look, man, I went to that SmackDown, and of course, the play. My boys in trouble. I had to go take care of it. Take care of the situation. Man, I ain't really realized the people was with it till maybe 5 seconds once everybody had cleared the ring. Then I was like, oh, they do watch Tuesday nights. You know what I mean? So. It was a wild moment, man. It was cool to see that transfer over, but I ain't gonna lie, that made me hungrier, man. Like, I want that to be the reality. You know what I mean? I don't, you know what I mean? I just want to continue to grow. You know what I mean? Like I said, I feel like there's so much more to do, and feeling that, it just made me hungrier. You know what I mean? That was 13,000, 15,000, whatever that night. So, yeah, I can't wait.
And like, here's the interesting thing, and I say this all the time because we go back and forth on this show a lot, and I feel like there's a new energy. This is BRP, Black Rasslin Podcast, and I feel like there's a new energy with how Black talent is presenting themselves. And one thing I noticed about you feel like guys I know.
That's what I'm saying.
In real life. Like, when I watch you on TV, because, I'm a fashion guy, right? So you had on the MCM, fitted, led this earlier this week, the red joint, and you stay with a Louis Vuitton and a Gucci. And I'm like, okay, I'm from Baltimore City, first off. That's right down the street from Philly. So I'm like, he's giving dope boy swag, but it's in the E, but it's not pandering or goofy. You know what I'm saying? So, like, is that something that you actively think about, or this is just who you are and it's just translating really well on camera?
Man, I guess it's translating really well, but like, man, if I can help it, I would never put out anything that I look and see as cringe. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not feeling it, it's hard for me to, to go out there and pretend. You know what I mean? Like, everything that I'm doing now is either something I've been doing for a very long time or something that I've been waiting to do. I just needed a reason to take my shirt off. You know what I mean? But I mean, honestly, that's what it is. I mean, like, I can't help it. You know what I mean? So this is what I grew up around. This is what I enjoy seeing. You know what I mean? And I feel like a piece of it is too. Like, I watch wrestling, especially Attitude Era. Like, my first cuss word I opened a can of whoop ass at 3 years old. That's a long time ago. But like, afterwards, when I really grew into football, I feel like I wasn't as into wrestling as I once was. Yeah. So my vantage point of wrestling might be a little bit different than other people on the roster, even. You know what I mean? Because they grew up into it, and their idea of what's normal is probably a little bit different than what my idea of normal is. You know what I mean? Even the promos and stuff like, you know what I mean? I don't try to cut just a wrestling promo. I try to cut a relatable promo that I feel like everybody can understand and everybody can enjoy. You know what I mean? I try to take wrestling out of it. I want to be the most entertaining, the most charismatic. I want to be fly. I want to be wrestling fly. I want to be fly, period. You know what I mean? That's how I'm looking at it.
So when you talk about being fly and not putting out anything cringe, one of the be involved in like great angles and things like that. The Last Legend story.
Shout out to
Go ahead, speak your piece. How did we get here?
How did we get here?
Let me choose my words very carefully. I mean, shout out to Last Legend, man. I mean, even though she put me on ice, but it's nothing but love for Last Legend, man. She's amazing. And y'all seen her work yesterday, man. She's really one of the best to do it.
Yeah, she's working.
Facts.
It's just a matter of time before she gets the ball. So, know what I mean? And she go viral every single time she on TV, man. Like she just a walking highlight. So shout out to Last man. She's the GOAT.
The parallel between you two
That's what I'm saying.
Amazing. Like honestly, we watch you put in the work, and we're watching her put in the work. You came from football, she's coming from basketball. Mm-hmm. Yo, it's amazing, bro. And it's just like Dap is saying, it's a whole new energy, and I'm loving it. Thank God that y'all are where y'all at.
Hey, I appreciate that. Like I say, I don't put nothing on TV that I ain't feeling for real. I'm gonna leave that right there.
I like that. I like that. I love that.
Don't give him nothing.
No.
Don't give him nothing to run with. No. I'm talking about him.
Oh yeah. This is the salt and pepper crew don't need to be.
I love Lash. I saw her in Philly at WrestleMania.
Look, he blushing.
Hey. It's because it get on TV. It gets hot on. Like I said, it's gonna get hot. Heat wave next month, but it's been hot on TV.
Wave next month.
That's what we wanted, man. Turn the pressure up. Make the people give us something to talk about.
Well, when I see stuff like that, it makes me think about the future because we're in June right now. We're only a couple of months away from NXT going from one network to the CW, which anybody with a Roku, boop. There goes CW right now. Are you I imagine that you've already got you've got a certain amount of WWE universe plus black folk being in the black folk appreciation going on right now. But I mean, you can hit another level. It could be a situation where it's just like, oh, check out this fellow on the 8:00 show on Tuesday nights, whatever. Are you thinking about? Are you thinking at all about that jump to a different network and what that could mean potentially for you, NXT, everything in the future, the near future?
I am and I'm not. Shout out to USA Network, shout out to CW. I see all the potential and all. There's a lot of good stuff that can come with this deal. But me personally, I'm the type of guy I gotta stay exactly. Where I'm at in the moment. I gotta focus on today. Shoot, man, I got a match tomorrow in Venice, Florida. Might be 400-500 people. I'm trying to give them the best match possible because if I get too far ahead of myself, the way I'm built, I'm gonna go deep and now ain't no telling what I'm gonna do. Now I'm just out there tripping. So I gotta stay focused on what I got in front of me because tomorrow you never know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
That's true.
So I mean. With that being said, I can't wait for the CW network. I would love to be the face of the brand. I love to take the company to new heights. And I can't wait to do all these things. But, I try not to, just get too far.
I feel you.
I got to get ready for tomorrow.
100%. Are there, you talk about keeping your head on straight and everything. And you mentioned earlier, speaking with Shawn Michaels. I know a lot of people talk about having conversations with Shawn Michaels, but There's a number of people that are down there at the Performance Center that could give you a lot of insight. Who are some of the other people that you draw on when you're trying to get conversations going and thoughts going about your craft in the world of pro wrestling and sports entertainment?
Man, of course, Booker T. I mean, shout out to Booker, man. He keep it funky with you. He ain't gonna sugarcoat it. He ain't gonna tell you what you want to hear. He gonna tell you the truth, and I appreciate that. My personal coach, who I train with every single day, Terry Taylor.
Okay.
Formerly known as the Red Rooster.
The Red Rooster, yeah.
But man, good dude, man. Like literally, you can tell he puts the hours in with me personally as a superstar and helped me, come a very far way. And I say those two are the main ones. Shout out to Matt Bloom. He's the head coach over here, of course. But those two especially, Booker T and Terry Taylor.
Okay.
What's the best gem you've gotten from Terrence Taylor?
That's good. Man, just be a star. You know what I mean? Like everything he preaches and everything he tells us is how to be a top guy, not how to be in the mix. You know what I mean? Which probably helps with my way of thinking anyways. I need to go holler that, Sean, because I don't want to just be in the mix. You know what I mean? Like every time I hit you, it should mean something. You know, he talks about the righteous hand of God's benches. You know, when you pull it out, that means you mean business, and somebody needs to be laid out every single time you pull out that hand. We ain't throwing away nothing. You know what I mean? But just that simple concept of, yo, I'm a top guy. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't like everybody else. And that's because I mean what I do, and I'm taking this business very serious. I'm not here for fun. I ain't here to just go through the motions. Like, everything I do, you know, I ain't trying to do 1,000 things. I'm trying to do what I do very, very well. And just that simple concept, but apply it to everything. How you walk to the ring. You know, how you walk from the ring. You know what I mean? Like, are you doing regular people things? Like, are you trying to fit in with everybody? Or you going to be one of the few that's able to reach new heights? And that's what I'm trying to be. You know, that's what he's big on. Be a top guy.
And that's so ill because you know what you're basically describing is artist development. And I feel like a lot of times, especially in all forms of art, because you guys are artists, right? Like what you do is art. You're not, it's not wrestling, it's art. And a lot of times on the show, the people, you know, I say it all the time, this is theater, this is a production, this is show business. Yes, it is athletics. But what I love about the direction that NXT is going in, and I think you're really a shining example of this, is seeing people who are coming with intention, who are coming with a point of view. A lot of you all, it's the best looking roster to me in wrestling right now. That's looking roster in wrestling. But is there an energy in the locker room? Because we only see what we see on the show or when we go to a live match. But is there a atmosphere in the locker room just amongst talent that says, as NXT, this is our mission statement? Because when NXT first switched over from black and gold to, you know, the multicolor era, now we're in white and gold, there was this transitionary period. And then it's something like, as I watch NXT every week, it was something that happened where it seemed like the collective said, this is who we're going to be. And I feel like you and your story and how you kind of steamroll to where you are now to a certain degree is kind of a metaphor for that. Are you guys driving each other? What's that locker room like?
No pun intended.
Sorry. I think NIL has changed the game a lot. You know, I don't feel like this is your typical wrestling locker room by any means. We have guys who, you know, have hit the indies and have put in the work and have put, you know, a lot of years into the business, who are very good at the craft. And shout out to these guys, you know what I mean? Because without them, man, we don't have a lot to work with. We don't have, like, those guys really respect the craft, and all of us should respect the craft. But, you know, most locker rooms just have that vantage point, I feel like. What's special about NXT is we have people who, you know what I mean, who come in from all different trades of life. We got people who come from purely martial arts. We got people who come in from football, volleyball. We got people who come in from track. We got people who, you know what I mean, like, they just offer different opinions. And sometimes, you know, it's great. Sometimes you got some fine tuning to do here at NXT. But you know, for a majority, I think a lot of us come from a mindset of, you know, we come from team sports. So, you know what I mean? But at the same time, we all competitive. We all want to shine. You know, we all want to look good. And it's kind of refreshing, you know what I mean? But I think that's what it is. It's just a big mix of, like, a lot of different people in our locker room who are all working towards the same goal, as opposed to people who might come from a similar background, you know, all working towards the same goal. You know what I mean? Like, I'm one of the old heads here at NXT now, and I've been here like 3 years.
That's great.
You know what I mean? But you know, I have, you know, more experience than probably 90% of the locker room here. And like, I'm looking at it now, like, I can see both sides. I feel like a hybrid sometimes because, yeah, I did play sports. I did all of that. I tried out twice, you know, to get to the WWE. The first time they said, okay, you have a look, you have charisma, but, you know, go learn how to wrestle when we bring you back for another tryout. So I went to a school in Philadelphia. I can't say the name, but, you know what I what I mean? And I saw the game from a totally different vantage point. You know what I mean? Like we wrestled on a bloody canvas, you know what I mean? Like they were doing wild shows. Dudes getting paid $5, $10 for their work. You know what I mean? 10 people in the crowd, big shows, maybe 200. And I feel like those guys that I met then, and that appreciation that I learned of the craft way back then, kind of helped me get into the business to where I am now. But at the same time, I understand the athlete who's coming into it for the first time. Like, oh, I'm just going to go wear this. I'm just going to go do that. Yeah, you can, but you need to know what you're doing. You need to understand the craft. And you need to respect it at the same time. So, like, I don't know. I feel like I can see both sides. I feel like that's what makes NXT very special because we have a little bit of everything. But at the same time, everybody's hungry and everybody wants the top spot.
That's facts.
It's definitely a little bit of everything. And you said you're an old head at NXT years. We're going to say NXT.
In NXT years.
But with that being said, you have now an NXT talent coming who used to be in NXT Black and Gold. You have talent coming from other rosters. And, you know, you guys have your hub. How is that working in the locker room and just in general having, you know, veterans come in, but you also have this new batch of recruits. Like every year we got this hot new batch of recruits. We got, you know, the good brothers coming down. You got Overfemi popping up over here. You got you holding down the ship. How is that working? The people want to know, like, what is that like?
Yeah. Well, first of all are welcome. All locker rooms, you know, you can come to your boy for the title. I mean, we love it.
Yeah.
But it's funny you say that. Think about the haircut line. You know what I mean? Like, who gets the first cut in the haircut line? Should it be the champ? Should it be the guy who's been wrestling for 20 years, who, you know what I mean, he's paid his dues? Should it be the guys who, you know what I mean, who, you know, kill it every single night? Should it be the guy who has the first match? You know what I mean? And that's kind of exactly what it is now. Like, you know, we show up to the buildings like, you know, who should get the first cut? Where's that healthy competition? You know what I mean? Like, hey, you want the same spot that I want, you know what I mean? But
right,
you know, who deserves it? You know what I mean? So it's an interesting dynamic that we have here. You know what I mean? But you know, I'm respectful. You know what I mean? Like,
of course.
I mean, get your cut, but get what I'm saying.
See,
hurry up, get your cut.
Hurry
up, get out of it.
But it's this drive and this mentality that can make Trick Williams go from, again, being the man standing next to the man to being the man in a year's time. You know, circling back to you know, being number 4 in our BRP50 of the running down of the 50 best Black pro wrestlers, male, female, mainstream, indie. You know the vibe. How do accolades like that? What does that type of appreciation feel like for you, Trick? You know, outside of, you know, the gold and, you know, the status of being a WWE superstar, I imagine, you know, you feel a way when you're at the Performance Center, and because those brothers out there, they loud, they live every week, and I imagine they feel like they got a connection with you. What's that been like, knowing that you are a dope WWE superstar, but what you represent for, you know, us and other people out there, especially the people coming up, is also, you may have even more importance than just seeing, you know, get the win over the guy. Talk about that.
First thing first, shout out to the Black Rasslin Podcast. And I watch y'all show when I can. You know, sometimes, you know, we busy and everything.
Facts.
But, man, what y'all do, you know, representation matters. And, you know what I mean, this whole list, the whole idea, like a lot of people getting credit that they deserve, I think that's an awesome thing. You know what I mean? So,
I'm gonna cry in this one.
That being said, you know, being number 4 on this list, like I heard you say before I got on, like last show I wasn't even on the list. So the jump to number 4 is completely insane. You know what I mean? I'm grateful. And, you know, I wear that with pride, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I feel like, you know, the work that we do, like, we care a lot about the craft. You know, we work hard for the craft. And ultimately, like, you want a legacy that's going to carry on a long time when I'm even done with this. You know what I mean? Like, that's why things like this is so important. Like, things like gold is so important, man.
Facts.
Like, impact that we're allowed to make in society, I think it's dope, man. So, man, I appreciate y'all showing love, doing what y'all do, not just for me, but for everybody. You know what I mean? Giving everybody their spotlight. I'm sure everybody appreciate that. And to me, I don't take it for granted at all. And I'm glad I can be here and chop it up with y'all. You know.
I'm glad we could make it happen. I feel bad because we not only do we got to get to the rest of the show, we got to get to the rest of the top 5. So, brother Trick,
we ain't gonna kick you out because you'll kick all our ass.
Yo, man,
no, I saw you with Philly. Trick. That's I would need a weapon or something. I would need a cane or something.
I take.
Hey. But I'll say we'll stop. We'll stop this conversation now. We should hopefully we can pick this up in the future at some point.
That was a great way to end it off, man, for me. Thank y'all so much for inviting me, man. It's an honor to be number 4 on the list. Shout out to the Black Rasslin Podcast. We here. We always going to be here. Let's talk about it.
Facts. Sorry, Trick.
Mimi said hi, Trick. Salt.
Salt had to get her words in there. All right, Trick.
Salute,
BB. Salute. Take it easy, Trick. We'll talk soon, my brother.
Shout out to y'all. Thank you.
Peace. Wow. Look at that.
Man.
Already asked me some questions.
Man.
That was cool, right?
That was we ain't even start the show yet. Let me hold up. If I tell you,
by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the party's not over.
The party literally just started.
We just getting started.
I'm glad we was finally able to make that conversation happen.
100%, man. Appreciate brother Trick for falling through.
Salute to Trick.
Salute. Really good skin. I was like, oh my god, is that a filter? Like, I was like, it's giving clear. Like, it's not a blemish in sight.
It's giving.
Nobody else is out here talking about this skin. This is what I'm saying. Listen, I told y'all niggas a long time ago, insight and entertainment, brother. Nobody, you know what I'm saying?
That's not how it goes.
They say out west, nobody do it better.
Nobody do it. They not like us. I'm
gonna keep it civil.
Like us.
I kind of was like nervous a little bit because I had my BRP50 shirt on. I find my Trickin' Ain't Easy shirt because I was like, oh, I got on because Oba stared him down. I was like, oh,
facts.
Got on my Oba shirt.
Brother Math, we want to just go through 3, 2, 1 now and then start the show?
Contact.
Yeah. Bet. Let me remove this banner there. Shouts to the chat. Peace to the chat. Salutes to y'all for rocking with us throughout that conversation. Shouts to everybody. I don't know if everybody's been here before, but thank you for coming through to the Black Rasslin Podcast. Every Thursday night, 8:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. YouTube.com/Black Rasslin. That was a he's dope.
No, he's a good dude.
He's dope.
He's a super good dude. Just off of the conversation that I had with him in Philly.
Facts.
And I was trying to not bother the brother.
He was working.
And when he was just like, yo, I really love what y'all doing.
Yes.
I'm looking like,
because he told me when I saw him at Wale Mania, he told me that, and I told you that, and you were like, "Shut up." I said, "Okay," and I was glad you were standing right there, and he could walk up, and he said it to your face.
And when he said that, I'm like, "Are you talking to me?"
Trick that math is funny.
I love what y'all doing. Y'all represent the culture. I'm like.
Yeah. Well, and that's what he told me. He said, that's what he said the last time. He said, I do listen when I can.
He said, that's what he said.
That's what he said. He told me that in Philly a couple months back.
I'm looking like, nah. And like from there.
Who knows? Lash has been on the pod before, so maybe. Never mind.
Beautiful.
Oh my God, I missed that. That was before my time.
That was before your time. Yeah, that was before Pepper.
So
for those that don't know, Miss Naomi was number 5. For those that should know, obviously, current NXT champion brother Trick Williams is number 4.
Number 4.
That's better than Dwayne, but keep going.
Facts. Number 3 is I like this one. I damn near forgot that this talented, beautiful individual was up there. I was upset when I couldn't see her wrestle in my hometown. I was on vacation, on the phone, like, yo, what happened? What's the alerts? Cause god damn it, like I couldn't get to see Excellence, the woman that beat Mercedes Moné, broke Mercedes Moné leg all up, and then took a title.
That's what you're gonna do.
What happened?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Patreon.com/Black Rasslin. We watched it.
That's very funny. That is very funny.
Shouts to work. That is hilarious. That Jersey, but no, Jersey did not make the list this year or any other year. Now, we are talking about your former TBS champion, your former New Japan Pro Wrestling Women's Strong Openweight champion, former Owen Hart Foundation tournament winner, number 3 on the Black Rasslin Podcast 50 for 2024, Willow Nightingale.
Come on, Mother Nightingale.
I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, she's we talk about underappreciated, bro.
And well, that was one of those numbers that like most of us were like, yeah, she up there. Because we put our 5 together separately, and then we kind of collectively put the list together, and she was up high early. It was just one of them years though.
Remember, it's dope to watch folks like this because we remember when Willow neck was broke. You know what I'm saying?
We had the conversation.
Coming along from, we've been talking about Willow Nightingale on this specific platform for multiple years. Before, you know what I mean? Before she ended up on Tony Khan's internet. You know what I'm saying? We got a chance to see her live in New York. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Saturday night, but you know what I'm saying? It's been dope to be able to see like her progression and come along and really be prominent on TV.
Big facts. Big super facts. Speaking of women that have been prominent on TV and had banner, I don't know if I can call this a banner year. I feel like this, hell, she's number 2, not number 1, so it's not the greatest year in her career. But
That's crazy.
Which it's crazy, right? When you think about it. But I mean, the interesting thing about this woman who not only had a reality show on Hulu not too long ago, but just lost the women's tag championship. She's been in an interesting role. She went from being the top dog to helping school the woman who WWE really feels like could be next up. I don't know what the future on that'll be. We may or may not have a detailed conversation about that later. But at number 2, it's only fitting, the one and only Bianca Belair.
I'm on my own. I didn't fall. The Russians better know that I will never fall.
What's that first bar? What's the first bar?
I'm on my own.
That's
I didn't fall. I'm on my own.
I'm on my own.
Y'all pay attention.
I'm on. Yeah.
Yes, babe. Come on, babe. Now y'all know BRP Universe. Y'all already know on my list it was given Una. Okay.
Facts.
But I will take the T. Okay.
Well, it's shouts to Miss Bianca. Oh, and it was she held that title for a quick cup of coffee. I think similar to her, the number 1 this year is after having a conversation with Trick Williams. After again talking about the top 5 conversation we had, I was very surprised because I damn near think all of us had this person up at number 1. Former NXT champion, but it's not even really about that. When you talk about an individual taking a show, taking a company, really, I mean, putting it on their back. I mean, there was a reason that people were watching NXT. It went from Mello being the champion, amazing defenses against people like Dragunov and stuff, to that shift happening between Mello and Trick, where Trick was able to say, hey, like he told us earlier, I have goals and I have dreams that I want to attain. I know that my homeboy is the champion, but at some point I got to step out on my own, and that turning into a storyline that led to the main event of the NXT Stand and Deliver on WrestleMania weekend. And we had debates, people talking about, is it going to be the title? Are they going to have the title and be the main event? Or because people were so invested in that storyline that had been wrapped up in that federation for so long that they damn near they had to tweet. HBK had to say, nah, trust, this going on last in Philly. We got you. I don't know if there's anybody else that could be. There's probably some of the other people that could be number one, but for the BRP50 for 2024, number one, Carmelo Hayes. Give it up, chat. Give it up. Give it up. That's it.
Next year. You want to be you waited to the next year.
Drop mic. Shouts to Mello.
That's him. That's him. No, Chris Brown, you looking at it without the numbers.
What's he looking at? What's he talking about?
What happened?
I'm not following. I was talking. No Lash, no Parker, no. Well, all right. Should we have this conversation now or start the show?
Start this whole.
I think we need to start the show. We have been on for an entire hour. Shouts to everybody rocking with us. Let me turn this music off. Let me run a damn intro. My fault. I apologize.
Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to another action-packed part of All-Star Wrestling.
Yeah. That intro, the images in that intro is officially old now. Welcome back to the Black Rasslin Podcast. If you've been rocking with us for an hour, 2 minutes or so, you know not only is Trick Williams number 4 on the BRP50 for 2024, but number 1 for the squad. But God is clearly still working on us. As always, it's your boy Cal. Fam took my title over the weekend, so you could just call me Cal.
Did you ever get it?
You will receive that title tomorrow, fam. Sorry, I had to get my nails done today. Look.
As you can see, the squad is on the line. DDM, say what's up to the people, yo.
What's going on? You already know it's DDM, the EST of BRP. I just got my nails done today. We got the House of the Dragon. Oh, you can't see them. They got the House of the Dragon joint. So I got the dragon eyes. I'll post a picture in the chat. But you know my nails is already given. It's the BRP50. We're going to be at our Shea this weekend. I mean, it's giving. Ooh. It's giving. Ooh.
Brother family. Champion family.
I hate that shit.
Damn, the title's dope, too. You know, I never saw that title in person.
It's nice, even though it got Dallas Cowboys.
Damn. Math?
Oh, you just skipped the name. Cal.
No, that wasn't a skip. What's poppin', yo? Math, are you giving this funny?
Cal.
What's poppin', yo?
Cal.
What's going on? 50 time.
Our backs against the wall. Shit, all we got is who?
Us.
You gotta expect all the grimy shit they probably do.
Facts.
Trying to figure out who they talking about. It's probably you. Elite niggas be wide open missing alley-oops. Damn it. Stop fucking playing with me.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Damn it.
That's on them, though. They don't know what they're doing.
Cal.
What's poppin'?
It's a few people signing off the names that I gave them. You know what? Damn it. Damn it.
Yeah. Mute that.
Keep it civil.
See,
Nah, I open the gate. Open the gate for you.
I'm gonna say this. Jesus Christ.
What you say, Cal? God is still working on us.
God is clearly still working on us, and we love y'all.
A lot of people come up off the names that I gave them.
Shouts to the chat. Peace to the chat.
So if they all came from me, who should I be afraid of, Cal?
I don't know. They not like us. They not like us.
Bang, 5 times. Like Booker T. 5 times. 5 times.
Oh yeah, man.
That's so they said
yeah.
What's the comment I kept seeing? This the most fun funeral I've ever seen.
No shade. It was given.
It was Crips and Bloods was on the stage dancing together.
Yeah, it was given repay.
They they arms always be up here. I mean, they
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he was up there. He would get the right colors and everything.
Yo, with them work boots.
With them Kendrick Lamar, he had them shocks on. They called it GANGCHELLA. Yeah,
Where you get them from? Where you get them from?
I don't know.
They had to be his. Nigga.
They got to be his.
Size 7 men's.
They said
that's what got the last man killed.
Come on, get the smoke.
That is what. Well, yeah,
Kung Fu Kid. I don't know Kung Fu, nigga. I'll smack you with this belt, nigga.
He was selling shirts with
light skin.
You can go on eBay and get shocks. I don't know if you can get those shocks.
I'm an old nigga named Earl, nigga. My name ain't Aubrey. Kung Fu Kitty come through.
I don't know if I could do shocks and ever.
Oh.
Ever. God damn. Shouts out to the
Smokey.
So I get my only question about GANGCHELLA after the whole hood done dance on this man's grave. Drake gotta do something, right?
No.
Yeah.
You gotta shut up.
Yeah, you gotta take this one.
You
gotta get that goddamn classy interview at the end of the boxing match. I took it on the chin. He was a better man tonight. I'm gonna take it back to the drawing board.
You think he's gonna do that though?
Coming home, yes.
Never got
yes.
So like if you get beat on, see, this is the problem with Chris Brown.
See, and I'm gonna tell you, the last time somebody told me who cares, Kendrick Lamar had everybody fiending on a weekend back to back on them damn songs.
This is the problem, right?
Whole internet niggas wasn't even watching Dynamite last night. Who cares? I'm sorry.
Well, niggas ain't watching Dynamite anyway.
Niggas wasn't watching Dynamite. I'm just saying. They not like us.
It's got, I put this out there last night. Like, yo, it's got to be hard watching them niggas that you hate.
You know what though? Nah, I don't know if y'all know. Listen, the mentality of a nigga like that, right?
Aubrey?
Yes. The mentality of a nigga like that, supreme arrogance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he ain't never wrong.
That nigga at the house like shy united the whole coast. That's what he did at the house.
I don't.
But here's where, as an artist, I think, some of these people I'm calling cat, but I'm calling phony. I don't know the background. We don't know these people in real life. We don't know what's going on. We don't know Drake in real life. We only know the persona that he presents. But while
it's probably A minor. I'm sorry.
Wow. We know that last night was definitely a win for Kendrick. It was definitely a great night for the West Coast. It's no disputing that. Kendrick is what it is. But for some of these other artists,
Kells, piece to Kells.
50 from Kells.
That's North Carolina Uber money.
Some of these other artists, right? Y'all benefited a lot off of Drake. A lot of y'all was in the studio with a Drake feature. One of the records. Some of y'all got bigger because of Aubrey.
All the producers,
And here's the thing. I'm not really a Drake fan. I lean more to Kendrick because he produces bodies of work, and they, oh, Mellow guys, come on,
all right, nigga, don't yell in people's ears. Somebody got headphones on now. Come on now,
the mellow, yo.
No, but like that's what I'm saying. A lot of the times, a lot of people benefit off of them. And this is the thing that I always tell people about artists in the music industry. It is a den of thieves and cutthroats.
Yes.
In that business, in the business of music, art, movies, you have a lot of colleagues.
He's just successful.
But you do not have friends.
That's facts.
You will be able to count your friends on one hand, and you will not be able to use all your fingers. And that is the reality.
That's true.
When I'm looking at that crowd, I'm like, Drake is getting Ja Rule tonight. And some
way
of
past that.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I also don't believe that Drake can't come back from this.
No.
Oh, we all know he can. We all know he can.
He just he needs a song.
But he just needs a song.
I think that, you know, for me, what I took from that concert, outside of it being a great show, it was a great show.
Amazingly produced.
Well, very well produced.
Facts.
This is what I want to see, rappers.
Facts.
Everybody ain't got that budget, god dang it.
Yeah, you got that Amazon Prime money.
Nobody has Amazon Prime.
In a black box theater. Broadway actors do it all the time. Just say that you're not really that good at presentation and presenting the show, because you can do it with a budget of $500 or a budget of $5 million.
No, they was doing the goddamn cuts like when you like what? They did the goddamn what's buddy that used to be in the truck? What's man that used to be in the truck?
He still got to perform.
Kevin Dunn?
He still got to
they were doing the Kevin Dunn cuts when he said what.
Still got to do that, but I just feel like for some of these people, like that's in their day, and they may just be there having a good time. So I want to give that precursor too. Some of these people may not have shit to do with the beef, don't care about it. They still friends. But I'm gonna tell you now, I'm a Sagittarius, and if I'm Drake, I'm taking note of all you happy motherfuckers who was in that audience. Okay? Y'all want to dance? Hey. Rick Ross, you have how many Drake records?
Yeah.
Hey,
okay.
You know who gonna lose his mind online this week? Game.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah.
That nigga, listen, that goofy nigga.
He writing right now.
Everybody in there shit for me. I see dead people too, Dr. Dre. Like, he's gonna be angry.
Dre was really out there. Everybody was
just
out
feel
there.
like
Russell Westbrook was up there dancing.
I feel like Dre kind of didn't want to do it. Like, he was like,
it was weird.
Drake? Oh yeah.
I'll just say that part and walk away.
I just feel like, you know, my thing is you benefit a lot off of people, and then all of a sudden now we in this group tank thing. And now it's, you know, we don't like Drake. Everybody hates Drake. And what Drake may have going on in his personal life with his kid or what have you, or his struggle with his blackness because he was raised a certain way. That's another thing too. Since we on here, dear black people, here's the thing that irritated me with the challenge to Drake's blackness, right?
They're calling him white boy.
Everybody's like, oh, he's a white man. But when Tiger Woods was saying, I'm just a golfer, we couldn't wait to remind Tiger Woods that he's black.
Right. When he said he was cobbling
But when people want to live in that box that Drake is living in, we love to be like, oh, no, but you nigga, you black. But with Aubrey, it's like, oh, but you're not really black. When is a person black and when they not? Like we all are black people to a certain degree. Now, we may have different lived experience in different relationships to our blackness, right? And also, too, how do we quantify blackness as a race? You know, these are questions one must ask himself. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though, man. You can say Drake is a sucker. You can say Drake is conniving. You can say Drake do bitch ass shit. You can say Drake is capitalizes off of trends. He's trendy. All of those things can be true.
Correct.
What I'm trying to figure out is, how does that equate to him not being a black person?
Yeah.
We got to be careful with that, because when people don't want to do the shit, you love to say, remind them, well, nigga, you still black. Carol Channing, you know she was really black, which Carol Channing was actually a black woman. we got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
And then also, too, I'm thinking about biracial people who may be watching this whole thing unfold, who may not be vocal.
Mm-hmm.
They say, this is the problem I always had growing up.
You ain't
That's
black
funny.
enough for the blacks.
That's funny because we sat and we had that conversation on here with Wesley, and his point of view was extremely dope. So yeah, you're right. You are 100% right.
I think we need to separate the black, whether how you feel about him. And yes, he's done some questionable shit, but also too, as black people, let me tell you something. As a person who has dated, and I'm gonna keep it a buck, a lot of white men,
We look
they don't throw their people away. They don't throw their people away.
Right.
They don't.
They rehab the fuck out of them, and
Robert
if they
Downey Jr.
like they're not rehabable, they just say, "Oh, he just, that's just how he is."
He's just the president.
Go back.
He's just the president's son is crazy. Ricochet.
We on the other hand,
Go back up.
we gonna throw you away.
Only black nigga to be around under security.
Just hold on. Gianco Sheridan he made a good point.
Salute. That one?
Yeah.
Grew
up isolated from blackness. Did he?
Stop it. This is not a mixed people on the black.
I
feel like
so let's dissect that. Let's have a healthy conversation. I don't want to argue. Let's have
Yeah, we know.
a conversation, right?
It's a celebration. That's a celebration.
Yeah, about to say I don't want to
He
argue.
didn't grow up around blackness. So do we just abandon that person? Do we not educate them about blackness?
I think you gotta educate them.
But see, I don't know. I feel like we are taking too much license saying we know he didn't grow up around blackness. We don't
That's
know.
not true. Thank you, fam.
That's
Right?
a good
We
point.
make a lot of assumptions and we do a lot of things that we accept and make true a lot of things that will sound good in how many other characters in this tweet is going to sound this week. And it's going to be cute. Like, I'm going to get this little joke off. And hey, nobody likes a good joke more than myself. But the truth is if Drake was a backpack rapper who wasn't successful, who did a couple nice little records with Jake One and whatever Alchemists and you know what I'm saying? If he was in that class, this wouldn't be a thing. We were like, oh, Kendrick, you guys need to do a record together. It would be great. But we love to put success against success, right? And we've hungered for it, and they gave it to us. Now, listen, they gave us something. Kendrick Lamar specifically gave us cinema. He did things that no one has ever done in a beef before. He came out with amazing records. He's done things that we may not have seen him do in his career before. So, yes, this is one of the biggest blowout victories in rap beef. Right? But me personally, I look at a lot of y'all folks weird because y'all carried yourselves in a very interesting way, enjoying spiking the ball. And the truth is, it's not because you think Drake is a bad person. We don't know him. He's probably a bad person, though. But we don't know him. But the thing, outstanding. That's the one thing I don't really like to play. However, outstanding.
It's not my fault. At this point, they got little kids singing
being
it.
successful is the thing. That's the thing he did to offend most people. Is win. He won a lot, and he was the high school quarterback with the pretty brainless girlfriend that told you he was the high school quarterback with the pretty quarterback. I mean, with the pretty girlfriend, and he told you that in every record. I'm successful. I got broads. I didn't knock down this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one.
Right.
But that's the real part. Like, people have made up a bunch of reasons why they don't care for Drake. But hey, nigga, we like some of his records. Everybody like at least one Drake record. Some of y'all niggas was Highline Blinging, nigga.
I mean, shit. A bunch of people did. That was the one. But yeah, I can't. That GANGCHELLA is playing on Amazon Prime. You want to watch it over there. I did want to
drubbing. That was a drubbing, by the way.
Yeah, it was peeing on the grave. I wanted to, before we got any further into the show, because I know people may have. This is going to be probably the one and only time we're going to be sitting on a live talking about this BRP50 2024. I'll put the link.
I'm out here trying to get these motherfuckers up.
Yeah, I know.
I got some questions. I mean, listen, we will answer questions. Listen, first of all, we will be outside all weekend. You know what I'm saying? You see us in these black pro wrestling streets. We are there, right? We not hiding. We not dropping the list and tucking away. If you have a question, you can ask it over here. If it's egregious, I will ignore it because that's me. Listen, we answering any and all questions.
What was
and getting to this list, man. This was a fun list.
I starred one because I mean I think there are a lot. I mean I don't want to say a lot of the questions are going to be the same, but like Kendrick Jr. said, "No Jonathan Gresham?" ?
Did he do this year? Yeah,
that's always the question.
That's usually what it goes to.
Gresham is great. Like he's an amazing technician. Had a good match this year with Darius Carter.
Yeah. He's gonna have another one.
He will have another one Saturday with Shelton Benjamin. Yeah.
Shelton Benjamin. Yep, we'll be in the house for that. But like that's the thing. Like guys like that, like we love those guys, but everybody's having matches now, man, and nothing you did before May last year counts.
Right.
So it's always in the confines of what they did May to May. And this year it wasn't.
He had I think this year he had like 15 matches.
It was because he was really just getting back in the swing. And he's been on TNA. They've been having that series of them vignettes of him trying to figure out his situation, but I think we would need to see more.
Who's that from Purely Ignorant? Who's that?
I did see.
No, that's not you talking about from Baltimore. That's
yeah. All right, say less.
Yeah, you're gonna have to they say you're gonna have to if you see the fellas at no.
We definitely were. That's the homie. Yeah. We definitely be down there.
See something, say
you
something.
Gonna drink some Crown Royal with me.
What was in there? Chris Breezy asked, no Lash, no Jada, no Jakara, no Mercedes.
What did they do for? Here's the thing. Can I just say something real quick?
Go ahead.
I'm not even. Y'all already know what I give.
It's giving Pepper.
Okay. The thing is this.
Pepper. I didn't know who was.
This is not.
Wait, I'm sorry. Mimi Salt because she liked the.
No, they're both Pepper.
And she gonna probably.
They're just salty.
I'm sorry, Didi. Keep going.
This is not the 50 greatest wrestlers that we like or that we see that's getting a push in the last month or two.
Right.
Mm-hmm. This is like when you get when they do nominations for awards, there is a eligibility period. Mm-hmm. Okay, from May to May. Mm-hmm. Now, for the Jada Parkers of the world, y'all know I love Miss Parker. Right. I love Lash, but we have to ask ourselves from May to May. What have they done significantly? We got to remember with Lash, and I watch NXT every week, Lash really did not wrestle much at all this year.
She probably wrestled more than she'd ever been, but not compared to some of the other women. Yeah,
but it wasn't crazy. She's not in the ring every week like Kiana James.
She was giving more character than anything.
Exactly. If he says it, you know it's true.
Facts.
You know it's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like she's not getting more character work than Kiana James. Not giving more in-ring work than Kiana James. Lash did give a lot of character work, but she's also giving character work in a group that has limited TV time every week, and she's splitting that TV time with 3 other motherfuckers. Facts. Okay, right. So let's be real here. It's the 50. Okay, Jada Parker. Y'all know I love Miss Parker. I'm willing to switch teams with Miss Parker. That's my bitch.
I want that to happen. Keep going. Okay. I'm sorry.
However, Miss Parker is just getting started. It's a great start and we love it. but she's just getting started. Okay, so Ms. Parker can't be in the top 50. How are we going to have her jump the line? She just getting started. Okay,
Right.
when we look at Mercedes just came back in March.
She had one match in the year.
In one match within the eligibility period. Do we put Mercedes on the list in that top 50 ahead of people who have been wrestling all year, like Athena on Ring of Honor, holding a title, carrying a title, doing exceptional character work? That's not credible, and that's not integral. So when we look at this list,
Hey, Dad.
yeah,
Chris Brown says stall him out. Chris Brown says stall me out. He said, "Not this ain't criticism. I was just asking."
He said, well, but these are good questions.
And
They're
here's
good
the
questions,
thing:
though.
I want to be clear.
Yeah.
I want to be clear. I'm not upset or mad at anybody. I just know that when we look at these things, because lists elicit a certain emotion out of the public and the people who are on them.
Facts.
Okay. Now you have to be real with yourself, and you can say, "Oh well, fuck you and your list," and that's fine too. You have that right, right? But you have to ask yourself as a viewer and as a talent, when I look at May 2023 to May 2024, what did I do to make me sit above the people who are here? And when you have that real conversation with yourself and you're not on Twitter all day in people comment sections when you should be investing in new ring gear, then come talk to me.
She need the work that she's doing.
Now, why would you do that?
The work that she's doing right. I'm going to assume that as long as she's healthy, Mercedes will likely have some time, barring any crazy situation where she's not used or anything like that. But
that jump will be exceptional next year, I believe.
Yeah, she needed the matches, but remember she was injured for a good chunk of the eligibility year, so there's only so much that can happen. Chris Breezy says, so based on your response in ring performance is heavily weighted. What was bigger in ring than the main event? Well, some people are asking. What was another question? I think
it was one thing. It was one time.
Yeah, Meals was asking if we ever considered The Rock for the list.
So
half of them.
I thought. Here you go.
No, what you say?
I didn't think that would be fair. I didn't think it would be fair to even put Rock near a list.
Why? 'Cause he would already been. Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's the year, I think if Rock is there, right, then I think it's fair. But Rock was here, wasn't here,
right? Yeah, it was.
So
it was one match and a lot of interesting promos.
Yeah, I part-time is that's a strike for me when I hand in my part of the list. You know what I'm saying?
And not only that, not to cut you off, fam. I'm sorry, but you know, I'm kind of like that person in this group when the people, but because I'm gonna also say this. This is my first year for those of you watching. This is my first year doing this, right? So I'm getting to see how this process works, and there are a lot of arguments amongst us because there are people that we fight for. I fought for Lash Legend. I asked, where's Lash Legend? But when it was laid out to me while she wasn't on the list, I had to do nothing but respect it.
I still argue back.
When we talk about The Rock, he had a great moment with Cody.
Mm-hmm.
He had that great WrestleMania moment. But when we look at from May,
we took off from the pants too. We took off from them pants. He might, if he wouldn't have. Matter of fact, if he wouldn't have wore them pants, man, he'd have made the list.
When we look at from May to May, and let's have a real conversation here.
We wasn't already.
But I mean, yeah, let's keep it even more 100, right?
We're gonna use cuss words. Keep going.
We sit in this chat. I ain't gonna say y'all because I feel like the BRP universe. Yes, I say that the BRP universe and us. We all we converse together. This is
it's a family.
It's a family.
Conversate too. We conversate sometimes.
We do be conversating.
We sit in these chats. And we always bring up people who we feel like are underappreciated or not, or underserved, or not highlighted enough.
100%.
With that work, even though it was great work that Rock did, which quite frankly, if I've been doing it since the 90s, I should be great too.
Yeah.
Nah, this nigga still out here. This goofy.
He was working.
Yeah. But do you really think that The Rock should be on this list based off of just that? And we take somebody who's been busting their ass week in and week out, taking bumps, building their character, perfecting their mic skills, making a name, whether it's in the indies, whether it's on NXT, AEW, TNA, or New Japan, whatever. Is that really fair?
Hey, listen, I told a certain man whose life just changed because he got thrown in water. I told him to his face that folks that are on TV, that spot that's on TV, you guys are stamped, you guys are solidified, you're making a lot of money already. This list is about the second half.
Right.
That second half of the list. We put Rock on the list and knock off a guy like Andino at number 50,
Right.
who from a mid-card title in that promotion, because the heavyweight title in that promotion travels.
Yeah.
So he's the semi-main champion over there, right?
Shout out,
so
shout
you knock off a guy who came in for 2-3 months for a guy who's really been putting that work in all year long.
All
You
year.
can't do it.
Facts.
I'm sorry, I can't do it.
No, I understand.
For everybody else.
No, it's a similar situation with Mercedes, honestly, but for a different reason. There's only so much of a they've only been able to put boots to the ground for so long for whatever their reason to be, and it wasn't enough to mesh with the rest of the list. But yeah, that's a great question, Meals. Creek, there will definitely be an After the 50 dropping this year. We got to meet on that soon, but we've been cooking on that one, but we just got to finalize a couple of things. I guess I got to throw this up here. No Swerve, Marv Tuber asked, and if he was considered, where would he be placed?
So really quick, funny story. My wife at about 5, 6 was like, "Yo, I had a weird dream last night, and you were so mad in this dream." She said she asked me this very question. She said, "If Main Man was on the list, where would he have been?" She said, "I completely blew my top and like, don't you be asking me about that nigga?" Like, but I was like, "Oh, the truth is to this answer, you know what I mean? Despite shout out to who was number one, this gentleman could have been very high on the list. This guy could have been very, very high, and it's really impeachable as what his spot could have been, but it don't matter what it can be because he don't want to be here." And hey, listen, what my man Warren G said, "I ain't holding nobody against your will, baby. I'll let you go."
Facts. What? And I mean, just to pull the curtain back a little bit. I temperature check because I remember having a conversation with Mav specifically. It was before Swerve won the title. It was in that time between like February whenever he won the title, and I was like, think about where he would be right now if that situation hadn't happened. And he said he didn't want to fool with the list at all because there's not too many black people, especially in that federation over there, that have the type of year where they're basically just, it's not a if but when situation for when they'll be becoming the world champion. I don't know if I want to put a number on it. I didn't have a serious thought about it when it came to making my list about where that individual would be, but I have no doubt that he would be at least top 20, 15, something
better
in that area at the very least.
Mad. He'd have been
Facts.
better than
he would have been way better
when he was mad. Is enough.
But again,
he's gonna be 52 on my list.
I did not place him.
52.
I don't know. I've never met this man.
Who?
With Swerve
Strickland.
I don't.
Isaiah.
He was here before. That was before I came on this show. But I will say this: when we look at lists, when we look at things, and here's the thing, and this is what I'm noticing, and this is why I asked Trick in the interview about the new energy from the NIL talent versus the people who wrestle on the indies, and I'm glad he talked about that. Because there's a certain level of emotion that artists have that technicians don't have. And when you are a creative or artist, you can be so emotionally invested. And to the public, they're like, why are you tripping? Because you can't see the other side of it. These lists are our litmus test or our benchmark of where we feel people are landing, right? If you feel a way about the list or where you land, you can do one or two things. You can take your ball and you can go home. Or you could say, all right, motherfucker, I didn't even make the list last year, but now I'm number 4.
Did he take his list to his house? Is that what he took? He took his ball to his house.
Yep.
Is that what?
You go home.
Where he took the ball?
But
His house.
At the end of the day, let's be honest here, and I don't want to overstep, guys, but I'm gonna keep it real. You wouldn't tell Dave Meltzer that.
Well, no, he's white.
You wouldn't tell PW Insider that.
A lot of them is white too, but not all of them. Shout out to Kendrick.
You know, you got. And here's where we talk. If we want to talk about asserting blackness and asserting the culture and really propelling the culture forward, you should be pushing BET when it was Bob Johnson.
Not when it was Viacom.
Talk about
Okay,
y'all waiting for Viacom.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But you'll get mad and you'll suffer in silence when Dave Meltzer tells you wasn't shit.
Yeah, they didn't have it in the Tokyo Dome. That's 3-star.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Or you go to one of these other publications. We got to stop viewing. It's just like in music industry. Everybody feels so accomplished when they get in Vogue, but Essence shoots the same quality covers. Okay. You can't. You. Number one, you can't get mad. Your people gonna be honest with you. Your people going to tell you what they feel. And sometimes we take what our people tell us as, oh, they hating on me or they feel some kind of way.
Right.
They don't. You have,
especially if it's black people.
It's a group of people. I don't think the way that Fam thinks. Fam don't think the way that Kyle think. Kyle don't think the way that Mimi think. Mimi don't think the way that Math think.
Fact.
We're all coming from different angles. It's people that I fought for that didn't make it or were lower on the list than what I thought they should have been. But then I have to argue your case. Right. So when you can't be upset when you get something from your people, and then not even being upset that you didn't make it, but upset with where your number is.
Right.
So you obsessed with numbers. If you obsessed with numbers, then you should be in the number 1 company, because right now you being number 2, and you being number 2.
All right, DDM. All right.
If we obsessed with numbers, and I'm done. All right, I'm going off camera.
That ain't even this year's list.
That was funny though. No, that was good. That was good. That was good.
There you go. What I'm saying is let that go, because this is his first one. Let him go.
Yeah, no,
let him say whatever he gotta say. Get this out.
We gotta get the next question.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's a couple more questions. Javon asked, "Can y'all give me a refresher on what Bobby Lashley did during the time frame? I can't recall." I'll give you a perfect refresher. Not much. And then they started to form a group that I still don't think technically is known as the Pride on WWE television. But he won after winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal back WrestleMania weekend. He didn't do anything WrestleMania. He was chilling. Started linking up with, he had a conversation with Carmelo Hayes, conversation with Street Profits, and then they kind of just been marinating to a 6-man tag at WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley was having banner years during the pandemic and has kind of retreated. No disrespect to him, but his star isn't shining the way it was shining even a year ago, let alone 2.
Where was Bob?
Bobby Lashley. Let me confirm one sec. He was definitely lower. It was somewhere around. Let me get the 23. And he was top 5 before. But again, I don't know where, if you're a Bobby Lashley fan, I don't know where you would realistically think he should go.
I think the only thing that may have, I guess, the conversation there is that they, unfortunately, because like the Bray thing happened, because they've started something with him and Melo, but we've seen him and they've been using him to get other folk over, and the TV's been definitely using him. So I mean, that's the only thing I can see where he was there, but yeah, I don't know.
Facts.
It is what it is.
Joe Dixon asks, is the magazine going up for sale? TBD. T. Smitty asks, who do y'all think? I don't know what to say right now. Who do y'all think has a chance to make the top 10 next year? I say Oba and Javon. I will say people are riding for Oba. I saw a lot of people who were appreciative of Oba Femi, shouts out to DDM, being 25 this year. I saw shouts out to one of the homies. He was saying Oba Femi was top 5, but he probably more like top 3. I feel like a lot of people riding for him top 10, and if he's on this track, I could see him definitely rising.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, Sasha for me Mercedes. That's the layup.
Mercedes is probably going to have one of those years the way they're setting her up, where she'll instantly be in that top 10 contention. Javon is an interesting one. Again, like I told Trick, I was very surprised that he won the Battle Royal on Tuesday night. I was expecting they were going to throw a Shawn Spears at Trick again, but if Shawn Michaels believes in Javon like a lot of people do, it may be up for him. I could see it.
Ricochet had a great record. Sean Keys. My bad, Cal.
No.
With me top 10 next season, definitely Mercedes. I'm gonna go back with Willow for sure. Oba Femi for sure. Myron Reed is one of my favorites. Trey Miguel is one of my favorites. Wesley is coming back.
Yes.
Him and Oba Femi is about to be something.
That's going to be interesting.
On the Indies,
top 10.
Darius Carter. You already know.
The
All Fathers.
He's the God number.
Yes, he's the God. He's the God number. Shit. I'm thinking off the top of my head. Shout out to Maya World. I know we mentioned Maya World in
Dora. I saw your tweet, Dora.
Yeah, we mentioned Maya World in a lot of conversations. I'm a huge fan of Maya World. I'm not saying top 10, but I definitely think she'll be there.
Yeah. She knows it. She knows it too.
You know, I'm a Danny B fan. I don't know if 10 is
Danny B. Queen Aminata would be interesting if they're able to work with her some more. Because I could definitely see her getting up in that top 10 position if she's able to be pushed right.
I like her a lot.
Yeah. She's been dope. She's been dope for some years.
All right. Marv Tuber had another question. I don't know what else we're going to do with this show. We really talking 50 crazy. Marv Tuber, I don't know. Does exposure also criteria for the list? Marv Tuber, what I want you to do is go to the Black Rasslin Instagram and look for the video with Stack Eye Greg on it. Stack Eye Greg gives a perfect explanation of the criteria that we use for the BRP50, and it's even written out there for you as well. Maybe that's part of it, but there's a list of things that go into, and I think some people weight certain pieces of criteria more than others, but it's not just one thing.
Also to speak directly to his question, though, and I said this when we were having our meeting, Naomi was the first black woman that any promotion ever was the first black woman who was the number 1 star in a promotion. That's never ever happened.
Right.
That has never ever happened. She was the one over in TNA. You know what I mean? TNA with Trinity name and everything. She was the guy. You know what I'm saying? This year. It wasn't the man. You know what I mean? That they tried Becky. Nah. Facts. She was the man this year over there. And no 100%. Black woman ever has been that person.
Let's see what else is there. Was there another question here? Chris Breezy asked, why is in-ring weighted so heavy? Talent might be featured prominently on TV every week and getting more minutes to someone who might have more matches but rank lower. I think at the end of the day, it's just like with anything, at a certain point, if you're doing a 50 list of rappers, even if I'm seeing Lil Baby or whoever around all the time, at a certain point, I still have to wait who is rapping the best. Because at the top of my list, if you're going to be within that top 5, you have to, in the ring, at least be able to do the damn thing at a certain level to make certain points in the list. So I think, again, I don't think that means it's going to be weighted heavier than anything else, but I do think that's a very important part. It's especially for this motherfucker right here. This motherfucker right here. And it's no disrespect but that's what I'm saying. Like, certain people are, you got to be nice. You could be on TV all the time, but if you're not nice, we got to have a conversation, because you got to, that way, what are we, I know we're watching wrestling together. There's a lot of different things that people take from the world of sports entertainment, but at a certain point, you got to be able to do the damn thing inside the squared circle.
Yeah. If you can't rap, I mean, why are you a rapper?
Are there any other questions out here, though? Any other questions? Because I don't know.
Yo, this is funny as shit. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. And we had this conversation that this was going to be a problem, but I'm so invested in people's responses to this shit and going back with them. I can't fucking focus. I'm sorry.
No. Well, that's, I mean, again, we
tell them this. If they ask it quick, tell them ask it in the chat.
Ask it in the chat.
Well, ask it in the chat.
Everything is on IG. Sorry,
because we can get to it. We don't mind. Listen, this is the one thing that, it's a brand name. I stand by it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We are outside this weekend. We will stand by all our decisions. Like, that is what we do. So I don't mind doing it here than having to come back and then 2 weeks later, niggas like, we were swerving. Why does he?
Facts.
His face look like you? Why did he get in the water and say, better, honey? Like, we want to know all these answers to these questions.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. We be outside, baby. Ask us, but you can ask us now too. You could, Cal. What you could do is, if it ain't no more questions in the chat.
There's 2 more BRP questions. Then I think and then there's one question that I think there's something we have to talk about.
Oh, what I was going to say is as far as the BRP goes, if there are no more questions, everything else we can, pardon the interruption, ding, go. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So, let's get to these questions, and then we'll speed run some things.
That's what it was. Trim pack.
Trim pack. Tonio said, was there a debate between Bianca and Melo, or was it pretty easy to decide? Like I said earlier, I was actually surprised, because I think Melo was pretty, like, unanimously number 1 when we all first turned in our top. Mav said, turn your top 5s in, and then we'll have a conversation. And when everybody listed off their 5s, I'm like, shit, Melo really, it's everybody's kind of feeling the same way. So, and it's no, Bianca's been number 1 multiple times. Like, I think we've said that we understand what the EST is doing, but Melo, in a year where Bianca kind of wasn't champion the whole year, kind of took a step back and was working on other things, Melo really stepped up and was doing the damn thing, and he ended up being, put on the main roster as a kudos to the work he did throughout that year. So,
but you're also talking semantics, right? You're talking 1, 2. This isn't 1 and 35, right? So I wouldn't say, listen, everybody has their fave, and that will edge a person one spot or two spots, and that's fine.
Facts.
Right? I think here what is important is, listen, they there. You know what I'm saying? And it's clear. So there's not really, even though they might not be the top spot, and that top spot shines bright.
Right.
But if they 1 or 2 spots away, I mean, that argument is not that far away. But I think most of us had Melo 1. I don't know if I did.
I think it was. I feel like it was out the 5 of us. I feel like at least 3 or 4 had him at 1.
3 of us had Melo. I think a lot of it weighed on if Bianca won. It was something. It was
like not elimination chamber or something was going. There was something going on.
She lost the championship really quick, didn't she?
It was. She had it for a hot cup of coffee. But then
she had it for a second, and then they cashed.
It was a different year than the last couple of years.
Are you talking about when she won the new belt Oscar got?
Yeah.
Yes.
She won it, and then so they can pad her reign because she's technically a 3-time now, and then that's when EO came.
That's right. She cashed in.
Briefcase.
I totally blocked that out for a second. Thank you.
Yeah, and also, we listen. When we're calculating these things, we have the numbers that Cuz put up together because shout out to Cuz for putting in the work, for getting those not too much. Nigga, chill out. But no, we don't have those. I don't have those numbers in front of me now.
No.
Like when we in those war room sessions and we arguing and calling each other everything but a child of God. There, those things, nigga, it's right there. You see it. You're right. Listen. Because like we'll get angry at each other, and I'll be like, "Cuz, what on earth did XYZ do to be? Look at the
100% screaming at people." Screaming at people. I like Sheena's question. This is probably some of the most inside baseball you'll ever get on the BRP50 process. Sheena said, "What made you decide to choose Trick for the solo cover this year, even though he wasn't number 1?" A lot of the time, I mean, I guess part of it is niggas don't want to spoil it, but I think on the flip side is, when you think about what influences BRP, whether it's pro wrestling, whether it's hip hop, whether it's whatever, there's iconic moments that when we're deciding what the cover is going to look like, what do we want to create? What makes sense for the year? Like, and again, thinking about the 50 time frame from this past year and thinking about Trick Williams, he's got a title. It just kind of makes sense. Here's a shouts out jersey, but I wasn't even the one that said, "Hey, let's try and flip this Tretch vibe cover." That I believe that was that Brother Math that came up with that.
Yeah, I believe so.
I feel like Math threw that one out there.
Chill out. Get him on the screen.
But yeah, so a lot of the time it starts at, I don't want to tell y'all who is going to be number 1, and then in doing so, how do we create an image that is A, dope, and B, very representative of the list and of the year. We've had, because when Bianca's made number 1 and has been the cover, that was a conversation. That was and shouts out to Mimi who's not here. That was a Mimi, like, it may make sense to kind of break convention, and it was a dope look. But yeah, a lot of the time we're trying to create dope images instead of teasing or giving everybody everything. I think we're gonna go.
I think that speaks to what DDM was saying earlier too.
Mm-hmm.
To Trick is that Trick remind us of a nigga we know, and that is
Facts.
What the magic of BRP is we're a place where you could go and find like your drunk Uncle Earl drinking Crown Royal, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just something that would probably happen in your real life.
Not that Chris Breeze. He said, who is the person y'all went to the process think would be higher, but then after laying all the data out, didn't stack as high as you thought? For me, it was Jay Cargill. I had Jay Cargill higher on my list. I thought the second half of the year felt like it was a bigger impact. But That's the key to everybody putting a list together and then everybody commiserating and having that conversation, because you start to what I may remember, what I may think is more impactful, I may not be looking at it in the grand scheme of things. And realistically, you may need to say, well, she had a dope year, but stacked up against XYZ and how things shake out, it may not be, she may not need to make a certain number right now because it's not really, representative of the year. So yeah, for me, it was Jade Cargill. I don't know about anybody else on the list and their thoughts.
That's about right.
Yeah, Jade is the one for me. I really, you know what? Mercedes. Because Mercedes was top of mind, but I was like, God dang, she only had one match.
That kind of goes into Bernard's question, I think. So who was right there, almost top 50, but just missed the cut? Mercedes was probably, in some people's thoughts, making it, and then it just didn't make any sense. I thought Maya World was going to make it.
Yeah, it was a few people I thought was going to make it that didn't touch the list.
Listen, I don't want to do this, but some of this might be the one question that you got to watch that after the 50, right?
Yeah, facts.
I don't want to be that guy, but first of all, let's say this too. Not having Trey D around and losing him so close to the beginning of the process made this so much of a different experience.
1,000%. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I was going to mention that earlier. I think that's kind of with the list, with this year, we're able to, who was expecting that we would have Trick Williams like that? I mean, it's kind of like, things happen, but not everything we want to have happens. But you just got to make sure that you're representing and doing your part. That
being said, stay tuned after the 50 on the way.
On the way. I think
we sorry if you ain't make the list.
Anything? Sorry. So I'm gonna get. I think we're gonna get out of this 50 conversation and play some. Someone else sent a question that I highlighted earlier. This is the talk of the week. Purely ignorant ass. Yeah. How y'all feeling about the Wyatt Sicks, aka everybody got murdered at the end of Monday Night Raw?
Rest in peace, Shorty G.
I want that mask Nikki Cross is wearing.
That was
nasty. Freak ball stuff you wear.
I want that. It's something about it that's just, I'm looking at it from a fashion perspective. There's something about her mask that it's giving what it need to give. Yeah. It's original feeling. I mean, all of them are original, but I want Nikki Cross's mask. That shit is so fucking dope. That's the first thing I thought when I saw this, and this just came up out the ground in a nasty wedding prom dress with the nasty mask.
The nasty.
It was nasty.
I was like, yes, bitch. Now this is how you need to be looking. Okay, this is what it needs to give.
Yes, you nasty bitch.
Yeah, I was here. Yes. Mama Cross gave what it needed to give.
That's crazy.
This is the thing that I'm like, I didn't know it was a mask at first. I said, "Holy shit, what's wrong with her face?"
Now look,
I quit. Y'all have it. Listen, you can have them. I know his mother.
You tried, Mama.
No, I'm not even trying to be funny. Because when I'm looking at it, I'm like, what is
going on?
I'm doing this.
She crawling this shit.
What is going on with her face? And then when I saw that I was like, oh shit.
They did go to Waterbury.
Why they ain't do this before?
But you know what, though? When I look at everybody that's in this, and I look at Joe Gacy, it's a funny story. I saw Joe Gacy at WrestleMania 39, right? And funny story, real quick. I had managed a friend of mine. They had a suite in SoFi, so I went to go visit them. My seats, this is before I was BRP. My seats on the side, right?
Right.
And so I was trying to get back to my seats before night one started. And SoFi, them old ladies didn't give a shit that was working the door. They was like, baby, just go through this door. It ended up being the NXT lounge.
Oh, shit.
So Ava Rain, Tiffany Stratton, Joe Gacy, and I felt so bad because Joe Gacy, nobody talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
He was by himself. But no, here's the thing. But he looked like his demeanor was, people, of course, talking to the Rock daughter. This is when Melo had just won the NXT Championship at Stand and Deliver and things like that. But nobody really paid him any mind.
Right.
And he's looking like, damn, I wish people knew me. And I went up and I said hi to him. He was like, oh, hey, man. I was like, I like your work. And then to see how they were tweaking his character before this crossover in NXT, he would just pop up randomly and do random shit. But then also, too, that's how Nikki Cross' character was acting, too.
Yes.
All of this happened. All of these Dexter Loomis randomly showed up one time. So there is connective tissue in the storyline that I'm waiting to see how they explain this as weeks go on.
Right.
With the Wyatt Sicks. I think everybody that's in this needs this. I think everybody that's in this, it makes sense. Okay.
And they said, because I Marv Tooper chimed in and said Kofi and Woods left early, smart black men. From the one, I didn't read a lot. I didn't even check out who all was in the Wyatt Sicks. I had some ideas, definitely Nikki, but like, if you didn't know, I'll keep this was the squad out enjoying a burger after they killed everybody in Gorilla. But from the one report I read, they were saying that all that shit was deliberate. Like, who you saw on screen at that point, they were supposed to be there. The people you didn't see, because I've heard conversations about Triple H wasn't back there. Where was Adam Pearce? Did he leave with Drew McIntyre? Kofi and Woods wasn't there. I think I saw Sami Zayn did an interview where he said after his match he was gone and he didn't check on any of the socials, and then he tweeted out a link to a comedy show and people like, how you tweeting about this? There's a bunch of dead people at your job. Jey Uso was out there talking about they could keep them fireflies.
That's real.
That was great. That was the blackest thing he's ever done. He was like, look, hey, listen, oops. Listen, oops. They can have them, oops.
Facts. I like it. I'm into it. I think the one thing with the Wyatt Sicks though is
Triple H, man, that's great.
they already murder people. And they took
people.
over Pierce's Twitter the other day, Javon says. I didn't see that.
I saw. Yeah,
that's crazy. It's a matter of fact, they also they took out Pat McAfee's show, right?
Yeah.
There was that clip where they shut the whole thing down at one point. Yeah, Javon said they went after Pat McAfee at the end of his show. At some point, they got to wrestle. And I'm not talking skills-wise, but character-wise. If their debut was murdering people with mallets and all this other stuff, it's going to be interesting to see how they're sicked on the rest of the roster, because they're going to be dominating for a bit, and it's 6 of them.
Is there only
or 5 of them right now?
Is there only one group that had a debut like this that worked?
You mean the Shield?
Yes.
What I'm trying to think. What would be the other debuts that? I mean,
the other debuts like this would be like the Nexus.
Nexus is the one that comes to mind.
There was what was the other?
Does the NWO count?
Not WWE.
Say less.
I'm just trying to think of any other like folks that even
Retribution is probably one of them.
Retribution, when they tried to do the Wyatt thing,
right,
it was a bunch of starts and stops.
We were BRP was early when that, because this, my brother up here, brother Math was the biggest Bray Wyatt fan, but that was our conversation back then. Like he
debuted in Baltimore. We was dead.
As he was a monster there.
When he came back from Husky Harris to Bray was debuted in Baltimore. That was Lowell Fan first wrestling show.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody said the Shield.
Yeah,
that's the one that worked. That's what I'm saying.
That's the one that worked. Yeah.
Really took off after having that super dramatic, like the announcers layout, and it's quiet at the end of the show. Like that was the one that worked.
Right.
I think this can work, and Mimi was talking about this in the chat earlier today. I think this can work if they keep it grounded. The way that I'm envisioning this as a storyteller, these are people that live in the backwoods, in the country, deep south.
The hills have eyes.
Very Texas Chainsaw Massacre, very bad, very grounded, and the fighting style should be very savage in ring.
Yes.
It should be no supernatural stuff because that doesn't work anymore.
Right.
But very savage fighting style in ring, very aggressive fighting style in ring. And when you look at all the folks that are in this so far, they are all thicker, bigger, kind of like eccentric kind of people. Yeah. And I think that the ring work should reflect that. Like Dexter Lumis already felt like a serial killer. So
that's a fact.
When Dexter Lumis is wrestling, he should feel like a serial killer. There should be a few no cells. There should be stone faces. There should be some things where he's doing submission holds, or like Brody King does this thing with Death Wish guy, where he holds him over the ropes
and chokes the shit out of him.
Like he needs to be doing stuff like that.
Right.
Nikki, you need to be ripping their head out there here.
Death Wish guy is funny.
Death Wish guy is great.
You know what I'm talking
about? That may be the name of the episode.
That's how they like. Nikki needs to be to the point where she feel like she gonna hurt them girls.
Right.
It's not cute. So if they deliver them in that Eric Rowan, he should be popping the shit out of people. Like it should be like my hand be so hard and he just like, boom, like you gotta I think they all should be in that arena. It should, every time they wrestle should be an event.
Facts.
It should be aggressive, and whoever they put them with needs to really be able to sell pain, agony. Like you gotta book this like you book it like a TV show, but with these types of characters, you have to make sure that they are booked.
Yeah, they gotta be killers.
Talent.
Yeah,
I think you can get away with the appearing out of thin air sometimes. Those things special too.
Yeah.
It was so graceful. He paya. I said
paya. Man, we get the fuck out of here, man.
I don't even think he was talking about hurting nobody. He was
I really.
It was paya.
They need to do it like that though. It's gotta be right. Like Nikki Cross, if you're gonna put a belt on her this time,
but she was already good. I thought she was good.
She was great.
She's
great. But with this character could be a menace.
Yeah.
Should be.
She could be she could be nasty.
Look at her. Shawty looking. I mean, that's
pie.
nasty. Pie. That's that pie.
And no shade to Alexa Bliss, but Alexa Bliss worked with Bray. Mm-hmm. In this situation, I'm not sure I want to see Alexa Bliss in
Never.
That's interesting.
If anything, Alexa Bliss needs to come into play with Nikki because they have history from the past. And Nikki say, "Bitch, you always thought you was better than me. I'ma show you." And that gets real nasty.
She shouldn't talk.
I think that's the thing. We don't
no talking, but that's what the energy need to be.
But again, we don't know what the Wyatt Sicks' aim is aside from killing a bunch of people in Gorilla. They may be trying to convert people. It could be a situation where she's like, "Hey, I feel you used to be down with the Force or whatever. Come down to the dark side." And she's like, "Nah, chill. I'm good over here." And that could be a whole beef just based off of that shared history or whatever. And Nikki being the new iteration of that or whatever. It makes sense. Damn, Peep says she'll never want to see Alexa.
Well, Peep's tough, boy. But Peeps coming from a tough place, boy. You know, that goddamn script is real life.
Facts. Salute. How y'all feel after a pay-per-view where CM Punk screwed over Drew McIntyre and your man's got his leg caught in the rope accidentally? Monday night they said, boom, Seth back.
Yeah. Oh, my husband.
That is definitely Cool Herc wore that at the 25th anniversary of Hip Hop episode.
Happy birthday, Hip Hop.
Happy birthday, Hip Hop.
Right timing though.
Did he have a Caesar?
No, he got his hair in a bun. He got the blonde tips again.
I think, but Queen Butch, Butch Queen, I don't know.
Oh yeah, this is
he sound like he related to us.
Yeah, this is still Butch Queen.
That's over though.
Rollins. This is still Butch Queen era Seth Rollins.
I don't think so. It's different. To borrow a term, brother DDM, that you love to use, it wasn't va voom.
It wasn't giving.
It was slick. It was slick, but it wasn't.
It was.
Yeah, I mean.
You know, it was still to me giving Butch Queen Seth Rollins. I think
you look like a Commodore and a Temptation had a baby,
but not with those gold grommets around. And then he had on a nasty Chelsea boot.
That was a Chelsea boot.
Yeah, that was a boot. That had a wedge.
I didn't see it because it had them elastic ankles. The Chelsea boots we had.
Yeah, you know I live for Seth Rollins though. You know Seth Rollins is one of my favorites. This version of Seth Rollins really made him. He endeared himself to me. Right.
Yeah, who had the better boot, Trick or Seth?
Now Trick had the more daring boot. Like Trick boot was given, bitch, I'm here. Seth boot was what we like to call in the community a subtle slay. Okay,
subtle slay.
Like
he went full Willie Dynamite.
Right.
Like remember when Willie Dynamite was running down them steps?
That ain't no subtle slay. He got tassels on them holes.
It's not on the boot. It's on the bottom of the pant.
Is that a Miami Cuban on his ankle?
Yeah, he got. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're on the bottom of the pants.
Yeah, it's still Butch Queen Seth Rollins.
That's the detail like on the shirt.
That's a zip up boot. That's the Rick James boots.
Yeah, it's a zip up.
That's that cocaine.
Yeah. Hey, that nigga messed around and snatched 3 or 4 ankle hands when he zipped them hoes up.
Jesus. Shit, I gotta go to the show tonight.
I know that Seth is probably going to lose at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I hope that they're helping elevate Damien, but I'm gonna just say this, and I don't want to offend our Puerto Rican delegation.
Shout out to the Puerto Ricans.
But when you see Damien in the ring, not in ring, because in ring Damien is great, he's phenomenal. But when you see him on the mic and in character work with these other big guys, it don't feel big. Like, it just don't feel big to me. Like, he don't feel like, no shade. I feel like, and I'm not just saying this because I got on his shirt. I have an inkling that when Obafemi shows up on that main roster, he gonna feel like he belongs with them.
So let me ask you this though, and it kind of goes back to something that Trick said earlier. Mm-hmm. The guys that we've seen Damien talk to, who has as short a leash as Damien has? Because I feel like he's one of the guys who hasn't been anywhere near that spot. His leash is short. And there are some guys. There's your AJs who comes out and gives that goddamn pink salmon jacket type of promo. That you have your Seth who can cut a promo whenever he wants. Even guys like Dominic Mysterio, who they've let run since really the holidays last year. Damien's leash is like, we put you here now. Nobody expected you to be here. But how much of that leash have they given him, or does he think he's allowed to rock with? Because even as a guy who's on top of developmental, for lack of a better term, he's been able to get busy, but this guy's leash has got to be kind of short. And they yo-yoed his character. Good guy, bad guy. Good guy, bad guy. What you want to do this week?
Word.
Well, there's a saying that there's no small role, only small actors.
Damn.
And in his instance, I will agree with you, brother fan, on the short leash. However, what concerns me is even on that short leash, like case in point, this is where theater training comes into play. When he was talking to Seth, for example, right, on Monday night, he could have delivered those same lines with the same intention, but a different type of way. There's a lot of stumbling. Like he could have said, he said something like, you got to go to the back of the line. He could have said, he's like, yeah, you got to go to the back of the line. He could have went, I respect what you did, but you got to go to the back of the line.
You could be like, back of the line, whore. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
however,
delivered different.
Let me ask you, because you're familiar. Are you familiar with method?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That I think the reason why people do method acting is the exact opposite of why his success has been a little weird. It's because those people have been allowed to kind of sit. Like Seth knows that, that ain't whatever Kobe Lopez, you know what I'm saying? That ain't Kobe Lopez, but Kobe Lopez is set with that person that was in that ring for years at this point, right? Mm-hmm. When your character gets jerked around like a Damian Priest, it's tough to know that character, right? Like, and I said this earlier in the week, like the best I've seen that character was right before they sent him up, and he had won a North American Championship, and he in the hot tub with the chicks, and he was wilding, and he was the sexy, freaky nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was his role. And I was like, you know what? If you go in a bar and you see Damian Priest, that's who you see. Like, in real life, Damian Priest, I think who came on there? Was it Cam that came on here and said, I want my champion to, like, be a nigga that get broads, right?
Right.
Damian Priest is a very successful guy outside.
Yeah.
Right? I think he has an aptitude. I think they have to figure it out.
Yes.
But
yeah.
They have to figure it out. But also, to be fair, he's been sitting in that character since Edge was with the company when Judgment Day first started. Well, in that heel space.
This is his first time really like spreading his wings. I mean, he's had mid-card titles, but yeah, he's only been on top of the company literally since Mania. Mind you,
is he a good guy or bad guy?
Damian Priest?
Yes.
I could see him being a good guy. And when it comes to being part of the Judgment Day, mm-hmm. he's the most, at the very least, he's the most middle of the road. They're way over there. They evil as fuck. He's like, nah, let's work this shit out. I just feel bad because he's a baby. He is up in the mix trying to figure out what Dom's doing. I feel bad because he's in the position. And then he gets in a position like this.
Ooh, bless his heart.
Shouts out to Peacock. You're not very good at instances like this where I'm watching the TV and I'm trying to take a picture with my phone. It's hard to fast forward, rewind to get to this. But I think the thing that puts Damian Priest over in the eyes of someone like Triple H is they'll have a main event match like this in Scotland. He'll go to bounce off the second rope and this shit will happen, right? And then he'll get out of it and work the rest of the match. I don't know how his leg is doing right now. I'm assuming he's fine, but because he's been on that veteran path where he's been grinding for so long and he's at the top now, he knows, shit, that happened. Call an audible. We got to work with this and get through the rest of the match. And I think that work ethic is what's keeping him where he needs to be. But like, I think you guys are right. That's only going to get you so far. You have to then adjust. You have to say, this is who I'm going to be. This is how I have to present. And y'all going to deal with it until you're cool with it. And I don't know if he's there yet because y'all said he needed a damn baby. He's a babysitter. He's not really.
I think he just needs theater classes. He needs classes to learn inflection because his inflection, his tonation is very one note. So there's no, it's not emotive. He doesn't emote in his verse.
But it wasn't. It hasn't. That's the thing. This is not the best we've seen him. He was better with Bad Bunny.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? He carried that whole situation.
Yeah, but even on the mic, then he wasn't given. It was because it was Bad Bunny, and it's because Damian Priest is great in the ring.
Nigga, shout out to Grim. I see you, God.
Shout out to Work. What the fuck is this? I gotta take an image out to.
Some people just need theater class. Like some people just have an innate charisma, and some people are like. There's a thing in modeling, right? Some girls just have it where you get discovered in the mall and you just that bitch because your DNA, your facial features, how you just naturally present, you just have it. But then there are those girls who have to work at it. They have to be regimented on their diet. They have to get that new haircut. They have to, do certain things. They have to photograph a certain kind of way. I feel like when it comes to the charisma piece and the character piece, Damian Priest has to work at it.
We've always talked about like having someone in the room, like when black people do black things. You know what I mean? Shout out to when Kaz was in that room and they were doing things like kneeling in the ring. If black people can't get people in there, I know no Puerto Ricans is in that room.
Facts. And mind you, if quiet is kept, well, it's kind of loud because I do read the reports, but it's the black people and the brown people that's low key keeping the box office tickets bought. If you look at the figures from them Inside Out 2s and them Bad Boys movies, like that was all us. So I don't want to say that's maybe a reason why Damien's on top, but I mean maybe there's something to all this. But shouts to Work. Sometimes you got to pop out. Speaking of popping out and showing niggas, Work did a Google image, reverse image search on this.
Oh no!
Does anybody know who Auntie is this?
I knew it. I knew that was a woman.
He ain't got the belt because she's got like a whole belt situation, but that's it.
Yep.
I'll be John Brown.
That's not the King Troy.
Well, her mac and cheese is immaculate.
Facts. That may
she
be
like hum when she gets
shut up, man.
Get real mad. She gets the humming.
Wait.
Who Auntie is this?
You talking about the noodles, right?
Ain't that the
yes, nigga? See, I know you.
That's not the one lady from She was in Wade Tag's Hell with the little rabbit. Hey, baby, every time I see you. Hey, baby, come
on
here.
The PJs.
I'm dead.
Okay, let me get the chicken ready, baby. Everything gonna be all right. I'm
actually dead. We do need to get out of here. There was one more point I wanted to mention. I'm sorry. Because Drew McIntyre quit. He's totally off social media now. Is he back on yet?
I ain't seen him. I also probably don't follow him.
I don't know if I followed him. I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's the way. I like the fact that Drew McIntyre is being able to be in a certain position.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm caught up in seeing what's going on the socials and everybody's commenting and shit like that. I appreciate a lot of y'all motherfuckers. A couple of y'all can kiss my whole ass with your tongue out.
Sound like?
What?
That's gross. You a nasty nigga, yo.
That is nasty.
But I love y'all. Yeah, man. Here, Jesus
Christ, what the fuck is going?
Jesus Christ!
Ridiculous. Yeah, we got to get out of here. Salutes to the chat. Salutes to everybody who's been rocking with the BRP50. You know the vibe. There's one question I have to ask at the end of the show. Brother Fam, you got a Black Rasslin of the Week?
I mean, as champion, I feel like, I have a responsibility to keep a high level of Black Rasslin of the Week. And since I saw this brother in the chat, I'm gonna go with Brother Grimm. I'm gonna go with Brother Grimm, Black Rasslin, holding us down. Shout out to Brother Grimm.
Shout out to Grimm. DDM, you got Black Rasslin of the Week?
Water.
I like that.
Like, no, it's not over. Black Rasslin of the Week goes to.
I thought it was Nelson Mandela talking.
This is Nelson Mandela. When I'm chilling in Johannesburg.
My Black Rasslin of the Week, I am going to say.
Shout out to DDM for no selling any of this.
I love it. He said also too.
Oh, sorry.
Also too.
What's the young man's name in AEW? That Dante Martin.
Dante Martin.
Oh, his brother.
He was just on Dynamite last night, right?
Yeah, Dante Martin. I was at Supercard of Honor where he broke his foot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I was not even trying to do that. But anyway, Dante Martin.
Dante be moving. He be moving. Brother Mav?
Man, I'm going Hoodfoot.
Hoodfoot. He killed somebody this week?
Hoodfoot, man.
Damn near.
But this week it was last week.
Possibly. Shout out to Hoodfoot.
Facts.
Hoodfoot, I'm here for you, my nigga.
That is one thing. Cuz fought for Hoodfoot in the list this year too.
Yes, facts. That I do remember that. That was a. You gotta do what you gotta do. My Black Rasslin of the Week. Gotta be Trick Williams. I mean, hey, NXT champion, finally made it happen. Salutes to him. He was, again, quiet as it kept. Trick made sure that we could make that happen tonight. So
yes, thank you, Trick. Shout out to you for being the real one.
Forever salutes to that. That's all we got this week. Peace to the chat for rocking with us and indulging us on this conversation. Before we get out of here, DDM, where can people find you on them social medias?
Well, you can find me on all platforms at Dapper Don My Beast. Okay? You can also check out my YouTube channel, Secretary of Shade, where we discuss pop culture and politics.
All right, so what exactly would you call that accent?
Right.
Nigga.
Like what region? Fair enough.
Nigga friend.
Right. Like stick your tongue down with it salty. All right, fair enough. I'm
Leo nigga. Let's go. Brother Fam.
Hey man, IlFam79 on your social IlFam79 on your social media choice at West Buffy, at Something Else Pod. Shout out to the folk, man.
Brother Mav.
At Black Rasslin.
Facts. Make sure you're checking out the full 50 list. It's all over on the Twitters and the Instagrams. BlackRasslin.com.
Ain't no W's. It's Black Rasslin. All ass.
Matter of fact,
you know what I'm saying?
I will say, because there have been a number of folks that we may not have seen before, Black Rasslin, BLACKRASSLIN.
RASSLIN.
Everywhere. Twitters, Instagrams, Facebooks.coms, TikToks. We may have the thread. Again, shouts out to Trick.
Acknowledge these.
Shouts out to Trick. We'll have that interview up tomorrow on Friday. But guess what? We've had so many BRP50 conversations this week. Yes. We had one with Jocelyn Navarro. Shouts out to Salt and Pepper. Brother Fam talked to Suge D. And he talked to AJ Francis. Brother Mav had a conversation with Jay Bougie the other day.
Nephew.
Fire. And I had a conversation with Michael Oku. They're all up on the YouTubes right now. We got the Chill with Trick Williams. The whole list is up. I feel like there was something. Oh, it's a Black Rasslin weekend, y'all. Ashe 4 is Saturday. Again, Squad is going to be outside in North Carolina for that. If you in the building, say what's up to the Squad. If you haven't bought your tickets, make sure you buy your tickets. If you're not going to be able to be in North Carolina, make sure you get your streaming. AsheWrestling.com has got everything. Fight Club is Sunday.
Yes, sir. Let them cook.
Check out the Fight Club. That's F1 GHT Club. Search that up on Google's. You may see something special in regards to that very soon. YouTube.com/Black Rasslin. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit your notification bells. I think that's...
We've been working.
We've been working. BlackRasslin.com is the website. Social media is a choice. Just Google. Literally, Black Rasslin, just Google it. BRP50 2024. Shouts out Mello. That's all we got this week.
Party people.
Black Rasslin Patreon, nigga.
Hit the Patreon. Wait, I just turned the music. But hold on. As a matter of fact, shouts out to Brother Fam and Downtown Tony Brown. They knocked out a whole season where all they did was watch nothing but WrestleMania matches that have the culture in them. Black folk. All the black folk. And I'm talking this 90 some odd episodes.
Oh, wow.
Strictly a WrestleMania with black people in it. Season 1 is done. Season 2 will be on the way. If it doesn't drop on Monday, just know that Fam ain't even home this weekend.
Yeah, we're gonna be going.
Fam's not even home this weekend, but patreon.com/Black Rasslin. Pay that 1, pay that 10. Season 2 of Black Watch is coming soon. We're still watching Who Killed WCW. I saw that Could Have Been Records, Could Have Been House has got a whole reunion show, so that'll be hitting the Patreon as well. There's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. That's all we got for this week. Shouts out to the chat for rocking with us. As always, peace of Kendrick Lamar. New Jack, please take us out.
Light me a nut.